Good evening and welcome to Big Z Sports presentation of New Philadelphia Quaker basketball on the Sports Voice of the Valley, WJER. Special features in tonight's game include the Dover Philly Heating and Cooling tip-off, the Wendy's starting lineup, the national anthem brought to you by First Federal Community Bank, the Wood Electric Coaches Corner Show, the Commercial and Savings Bank Keys to the Game, the Kemp Insurance Stat Reports, the McInturf Realty Halftime Show, and the Subway Player of the Game. Tonight's game is also brought to you by Newtown Mall, Dover Break, Dover Philly, Your Credit Union, Time and Charm, Hua Refinishing, and your local Lewis Family McDonald's restaurants. Now let's head to the Republic State Mortgage mobile studio for Quaker basketball with Big Z Sports.
Welcome to WJER's continuing coverage of high school basketball. Tonight, the big rivalry in Tuscarawas County as Dover invades New Philadelphia to take on the Quakers. I'm Bill Morgan. My usual broadcast partner, the coach, Phil Tidrick, is here. And we've got a very special guest play-by-play voice, the voice of the Cavs audioverse, Tim Alcorn. Tim, welcome in. And for people who haven't heard us talking about this on the radio all week, what in the tarnation is the voice of the Cavaliers doing in New Philadelphia?
I'm in New Philly because I love being in a high school gym before a packed crowd, great rivalry game. I've had the opportunity and really the privilege to call this game in years past on WJER, and when you and Amy Smith and everybody at WJER extended the invitation, I said, absolutely, I will be there. I love it.
Tim will have all the play-by-play action, and I was sharing with Tim as we were texting, getting ready for the broadcast today. My role tonight's going to be like Mike Snyder on the Cavs network. I'm going to do some pregame stuff, some halftime stuff, some postgame stuff. Tim will do all the play-by-play, and our color analyst, Phil Tidrick, will do what he does during these broadcasts. And Phil, having said that, for the Dover fans who don't normally listen to a New Philadelphia broadcast, let's be honest, what can you tell them about the Quakers' strengths headed into tonight's game?
Well, you know, they got decent size, obviously, with a 6'6" center. You know, then they've got about 4 or 5 kids that are 6'3", 6'2", and they've started to find their, niche finally this last half of the season, which is really when you want to, find it. And they've got a good combination of outside-inside game going, and it's going to be a defensive battle. I just hope the teams get to 45 or 50 tonight.
Coming up as our Friday night edition of the pregame show continues from the Republic State Mortgage mobile studio. Thanks to Dan and Ruth Long at Republic State Mortgage. I'll talk with Dover head coach Matt Von Kennel. That's coming up on the Wood Electric Coaches Corner next with Big Z Sports and the sports voice in the Valley.
Family owned and operated for more than 50 years, Dover Brake specializes in sales and service of everything involving automotive and heavy-duty brakes, along with a vast selection of truck parts and accessories. They also offer alignment, custom U-bolt bending, industrial sandblasting, bonding, and more. And now, you can find the parts you're searching for with a complete in-store inventory updated regularly at DoverBrakeInc.com. Safely shop and pay online and have your purchase delivered, or pick it up at Dover Brake, Route 250 in Strasburg, online at DoverBrakeInc.com.
When it comes to one of the most important transactions of your life, you need a team that understands you. Republic State Mortgage. Proudly supporting our local community, Republic State Mortgage specializes in FHA, VA, USDA, and conventional loans to help you find your way home. Call 330-339-4335 today. Republic State Mortgage, 1234 Street Southwest in New Philadelphia. Building relationships one home at a time.
NMLS number 211540. NMLS ID 62411. An equal housing lender.
You've got the goals and Subway brings the power. Introducing new protein pockets, the ultimate grab-and-go win. A wheat tortilla loaded with hand-chopped veggies, bold sauces, and over 20 grams of protein, all for just $3.99. Choose your favorite powerhouse combination: Baja chicken, peppercorn ranch chicken, Italian trio, or turkey and ham. Protein pockets from your local Subway. Eat fresh, feel good.
There's something special about Newtown Mall. It's more than just a place to shop, it's where the community comes together. Whether you're finding the perfect gift, meeting up with friends, or just enjoying a stroll through your favorite stores, it's a great time anytime. With local favorites, familiar faces, and new experiences waiting around every corner, there's always a reason to visit. Stay connected and see what's happening. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram or visit newtownmall.com today.
Newtown Mall, a great time anytime. Newtown Mall, this town is your town.
WJER is the sports voice of the Valley, and this is a bonus edition of the Wood Electric Coach's Corner. I'm Bill Morgan, happy to be joined by Dover head coach Matt Von Kennel. Coach, it's been a good year for your team, and I would suppose whether it's your team or any team in the state of Ohio, one of the goals at the start of the year is to win a conference or a league championship. And with the win over your arch rival tonight, Dover will do just that. How important is that opportunity to your players and your coaches?
Yeah, it's a neat opportunity for sure. It's something we talked about at the beginning of the year. Like you said, you start listing your goals, and not being in a conference or league for a long time, we had to kind of bring them up to speed on how a league works and how everybody will play everybody twice and home and away and all that good stuff. You just kind of take for granted that kids understand how that things work. But they were raised with pool plays and gold tourneys and silver brackets and things like that. So I love the opportunity. What a neat situation it is for our kids to try to win a conference championship in the other team's gym.
Coach, tell us about the first matchup of the season, a game that you guys won on your home floor over New Philadelphia. What did you like best from the Tornadoes in that win? What do you want to see more of on the positive side for Dover when tonight's game tips off?
Well, last time we played, it seemed like it was forever ago, and it really was in basketball terms, 2 months, and about 15 games ago. We shot the ball particularly well that night, and we took care of the ball. I think we only had 4 or 5 turnovers for the whole game, and that was our season low. We had some guys step up who hadn't scored a whole lot, and they stepped forward. Gavin Van Horn had a huge game for us, and you can also point to where Dieter Weber, who's averaging 14 a game, only had 3 points. So it's one of those games where everybody's going to show up and show out, but whose role players can step up and maybe get something done, and maybe who's really just excelling at their role. Last time, I think we gave up about 12 offensive rebounds, and they're already head and shoulders taller than us, so we got to do a better job on the glass. If we're going to win the game, we can't let them get the rebounds. We got to get them.
Dover head coach Matt Von Kennel, our guest on WJER, the sports voice of the Valley. Coach, for folks who jump on board when it comes to rivalry week, whether it's Dover fans, whether it's New Philadelphia fans, who honestly right now, as we sit here, may not be all that familiar with your team, tell us what your strengths are and who some of your leaders will be tonight against the Quakers.
Well, we're obviously going to lean on our kids who started last year. We had 2 senior starters in Robbie Koppel, who averages 15 points a game, and he was an honorable mention All-Ohio and first-team All-District performer last year. And he's going to have the ball in his hands a lot, and they're going to try to keep him from getting it. Cam Nauer is a strong, sturdy post player for us. It's been around for 2 years, and those are 2 seniors. And we've had big minutes and big-time play from Luke Leggett, who started last year, and Luke's older brother Nate played for us, and Dad played for us. That name sounds familiar. His mom's a Clar, and he's a quick guy, quick little guard that really gets a lot done. And the quarterback from the football team kind of rounds out Dieter Weber. He's averaging 12 a game. He's our leading rebounder. And then from there, we bring in a host of young kids. Haven't a whole lot of varsity experience in the past, but they're getting to play for the first time, earn their minutes. And then Gavin Van Horn and Dante Clark and Jaron Statler. We'll bring in a freshman and Rowdy Daly, Colton Duran even. Everybody just named there, they barely have their driver's license, if at all. So we are young kids, exciting to watch. They play with their hearts on their sleeves, a lot of emotions. 16 and 17-year-old kids tend to get that way, though, in big games.
Dover head coach Matt Von Kennel. And Coach, we do appreciate your time on a crazy busy day. As we wrap up, what are your biggest concerns about the Quakers in terms of things your team has to do, limiting them to be able to win it tonight?
Well, we're going to start 2 kids 6'1" and 6'2", and we're going to ask them to guard 6'6" Aiden Mushrush and 6'5" Jackson Martini all game. So that'll be our biggest task, keeping the ball out of those two hands. They get it; they're a handful, and we have to limit their touches. And then they got a senior point guard that's been around forever. I can't wait till Reed Wells graduates. He's such a good kid, but I'm really getting tired of preparing for Reed. He does everything right. He's the coach on the floor for the Quakers. He's the straw that stirs their drink. Those kids kind of step off the table. And then they had Quinn Miller, who started last year and averages 12 a game for him last year. So we got our hands full.
Coach, we appreciate your time. Thanks again, and best of luck tonight.
I appreciate the coverage, guys. Thank you.
Dover head coach Matt Von Kennel on a bonus edition of the Wood Electric Coach's Corner on the Sports Voice of the Valley.
Wood Electric has been trusted with all of your electrical needs for over 30 years. They are the place to call for residential, commercial, and industrial work. Wood Electric is available 24 hours a day and ready to help with any electrical problem, outage, or installation. Wood Electric, serving Tuscarawas County and beyond since 1988. Like Wood Electric on Facebook or find them online at woodelectric.net.
WJER is the sports voice of the Valley. This is the bonus edition of the Wood Electric Coach's Corner ahead of the New Philadelphia matchup tonight with the Dover Crimson Tornadoes in the Quaker Gymnasium. I'm Bill Morgan, happy to be joined by New Philadelphia head coach Zach Ross. And coach, as your team is coming down the home stretch of the regular season, really, your basketball squad has been playing arguably their best hoops of the year. Why do you think that is?
Yeah, thanks for having me. I think it's a credit to our guys and their buy-in to who we want to be, the style of play, and then just the representation of New Philadelphia basketball, our culture, and our community. And those guys have really put a ton of time in practice. And then also the added time outside of practice, what they can do to be better, whether that's sleep, diet, watching extra film, studying their port, hanging out together, being great teammates. And I think those are just a couple of the main reasons why we've started to play some good basketball as of late.
Coach, we talked with Coach Von Kennel about the strengths of his team, maybe for people who are tuned in to the game and aren't in the packed gymnasium and aren't used to listening to Quaker basketball. What do you bring to the table tonight at tip-off that you feel you are doing best as you face off with your arch rival?
As we look at kind of the last games where we've played our best, it's when we're just really guarding as a team. Our team defense has been a real key for us in our ability to lock into it and execute that game plan, and that we usually don't defend a player with just one guy. It's usually a whole team mentality with that. Our defensive habits have been pretty good for the most part. A couple breakdowns here and there, but that's to be expected in the game of basketball. And I think another thing that we've been doing really good is responding to mistakes, because that's the reality of it. And usually whoever responds to those and is most urgent after those mistakes usually has a better chance to put themselves on top. And I think those are two things that we've done really good. And then offensively, we always look at our assist-to-turnover ratio and our one more passes or screen assists, because those are areas where we're trying to be unselfish and truly represent our together culture. And our guys have done a good job of like who really cares who scores the points, but more about making the next right play for your teammate and making it all about team success. And I think those are some huge keys for us and what we've been doing well.
New Philadelphia head coach Zach Ross on the Wood Electric Coach's Corner from the Sports Voice of the Valley. Coach, when we flip it to the opposite side of the scores table, what are your biggest concerns about Dover headed towards tip-off?
Yeah, I mean, they're a very good team. There's a reason they put themselves in a chance to win tonight and win the league. They're well coached. They're really good defensively. They're sound. They're very physical with what they do. And then offensively, they know exactly what type of shot they want to get. And they're good about executing all their different actions, and then just within their free offense, no matter what that is, and trying to get the best shot for their guys, whether that's a 7 or 9s as we call them. They do a good job. Their role players are outstanding in their role. They really excel at it, and they're bought into just the overall concept of winning. first more than their personal accolades. So they present a lot of different challenges for us. They do a good job at what they do. And I think their offensive rebounding has been really good for them as of late also.
Coach, as we wrap up, talking with New Philadelphia head coach Zach Ross on the Coach's Corner. Coach, tell us a little bit about the rivalry. You are a coach who didn't grow up in this rivalry, meaning you went to Tuscarawas Central Catholic, but now, of course, you are in the midst of it in your fourth year guiding the Quaker basketball program. What does this rivalry mean to you and your team, and how have you and the squad dealt with it?
Yeah, it's definitely, you grew up in New Philly, so you know about it. It's kind of the thing to do, no matter what school you're from, is to go to this rivalry. I married into a huge red and black family. My mom is also a Quaker. So it was kind of instilled in me early on about how big and how important this is. This morning I got a picture from Steve Shade, our leading scorer, and my grandma down at the nursing home of them holding up signs. They had their Quaker gear on that said Beat Dover, so that was awesome. I think they're actually listening right now, Bill, so I got to give a shout-out to Steve and also my grandma. Love you, Grandma. I know she wants me to do the best I can to beat that team across the river, but there's a lot of different connections. I know my wife, even when we lived in Columbus, she always made sure to tune into this game. It's really important. This is definitely the week where I get the most texts about good luck about this game. It just must mean a little bit more than all the other games, Bill.
Coach, certainly we appreciate your time. Best of luck in tonight's matchup.
Thank you.
New Philadelphia head coach Zach Ross on our bonus edition of the Wood Electric Coach's Corner on the Sports Voice of the Valley.
We invite you to discover Keim Home Center in Charm, Ohio. Keim is your destination for all things home, building, and woodworking. From renovation and building projects to custom millwork needs, our team of experts work with both homeowners and professionals to bring your vision to life. Visit Keim Home Center in Charm or online at keimhome.com. Keim, built on trust since 1911.
In basketball, a game can be won or lost with the right call. Real estate is no different. Hi, this is Jan McInturf, and when it's time to buy or sell a home, the right call is to McInturf Realty. For over 30 years, our team has delivered results, making us your trusted local real estate choice. We're grateful for your continued support and are ready to help you make the right moves in real estate. Visit us online at McInturfRealty.net. Make the call to McInturf Realty.
Feeling uneasy about your finances? Your credit union can help. I'm Katie Steinebry, a certified financial counselor at Dover Philly, and I can help you get back on track financially. Whether you are trying to establish a budget or rebuild credit, I can help. All discussions are confidential and free of charge with your credit union membership. Call Dover Philly today at 330-364-8874 and ask for Katie. At Dover Philly Federal Credit Union, we're people helping people. It's how we thrive together. Join us today. Federally insured by NCUA.
Hi, this is Doug Peterman. For decades, my family and I have been proud to serve Tuscarawas County with honest work and dependable service. At Peterman Plumbing and Heating, we know your home deserves more than a quick fix. It deserves solutions backed by real experience. From plumbing repairs and sewer jetting to kitchen and bath remodeling, our team brings proven skills to every project. When you call Peterman, you're getting a crew that treats your home like our own every single time. Peterman Plumbing and Heating, plumbing solutions backed by experience.
Whether you're looking for a little extra income on the side or an exciting full-time career with endless potential for advancement, our local McDonald's has an opportunity for you. Flexible schedules, competitive pay, fun perks, and a supportive team environment are all part of the package. A job at McDonald's is one of a kind, just like you. Wherever you are in life, you can find a meaningful career at McDonald's, and it comes with a side of whatever makes you happy. Apply online at mcdonalds.com today.
On the Sports Voice of the Valley, WJER, the JV game just about to wrap up, so we're about 20 minutes away from tipping off the varsity game. I'm Bill Morgan, along with the coach, Phil Tidrick. Our guest play-by-play voice is the man of the Cavaliers Radio Network, Tim Alcorn. And Tim, before we dive into the X's and O's of this Quaker Crimson Tornado contest, People may think all you ever did was the NBA. You did high school basketball for many, many years. As you come out and do games like this one, reflecting back to when you got started doing high school basketball, do you perceive there to be big differences in the game or not all that much?
Oh, huge differences in the game. Well, first of all, Bill, I'm going to show my age here. There wasn't that three-point line when I started calling high school basketball, and I was incredibly lucky. As a 22-year-old just out of college, went to Kent State back in 1986, my very first year calling high school hoops. I was able to follow a team all the way through Columbus that won the state championship in Oberlin. And I thought, this is going to be a great job. I get to go to the state Final Four every year. Well, as you well know, it takes a great basketball team, sometimes a little bit of luck, and obviously good fortune to get to the Final Four. I went to a few, but to do it in my very first year was just an incredible experience. But, yeah, the athleticism of the guys, number one. And the ladies. I called a lot of girls basketball in my day as well. And the athleticism on both sides, boys and girls basketball at the high school level. The three-point line has brought about, to me, an amazing improvement in long ball shooting. I mean, I go back 20, 25 years. You didn't see kids knocking down the long ball, but it has become so ingrained in the game that when they're in middle school, when they're in AAU ball, they're firing up three balls. And so the long-distance game has improved. And I just think for high school basketball, the other thing has been the pace of the game. Back, again, when I started, which was a while ago, it was more of a mid-court, half-court type of ball game, possession by possession. I think the game has really sped up.
Coming up after the game tonight, Tim, along with Coach and I, will name a Subway Player of the Game. Brought to you by our great locally owned Fitzgerald family, Subway Restaurants. Subway, eat fresh. Time now for our commercial and savings bank keys to the game. A proud sponsorship of CSB West High here in New Philly, Bolivar, Sugar Creek, and Janaden Hutton, and their longtime locales in Holmes and Stark counties as well, the commercial and savings bank. Phil, let's talk about both these teams. First, the team you've seen all season long, New Philadelphia. What do they have to do to win tonight?
Well, you know, New Philadelphia has to get off to a better start than they did with the first matchup over in Dover. I think they were down like 15-3 or 15-4 in that game. So they've got to get off to a better start. They got to continue to play the kind of unselfish basketball that we've seen over about the last, 10 or 11 games, I think, Bill. So that's a key for the Quakes. For Dover, they've got to control the pace. You know, I don't think they want to run as much as the Quakers would like to. I think they've got to slow it down and go possession by possession, because you know it's going to be a physical basketball game. So, you know, we just hope that the Quakers can make some shots, and both teams are going to defend. So we'll see how many shots are made in this basketball game tonight.
The commercial and savings bank keys to the game. CSB West High in New Philadelphia, Bolivar, Sugar Creek, and Janaden Hutton. Learn more at CSB1. That's the word, not the numeral, CSB1.com, the commercial and savings bank. Coming up as this Dover New Philly pregame show continues, we'll check our Wendy's starting lineups. It's the Crimson Tornadoes and the Quakers tonight with Big Z and the sports voice of the Valley.
Attention local businesses. Are you looking to expand, invest, or start a new venture? This is Chris Delatorre at the Commercial and Savings Bank. We know that growing your business takes more than just hard work. It takes the right financial partner. At CSB, we offer a range of commercial lending solutions tailored to your unique needs. From equipment financing to expansion loans, our team of experts is ready to support your success. Call or text us at 800-654-9015 to discuss your business goals today. The Commercial and Savings Bank, empowering local businesses. Member FDIC.
The coach, Phil Tidrick, along with the voice of the Cavaliers, Tim Alcorn. No, don't adjust your app feed or your radio feed. That's right, Tim Alcorn calling all the play-by-play tonight. And Bill Morgan, I'm here. I don't really know what my role is, but I'm here with Tim and Coach. Time now for our Wendy's starting lineups, brought to you by our great Wendy's restaurants in Tuscarawas County. Wendy's, where their recipe is quality. I was at the Boulevard Wendy's with my son today, had my large Diet Coke, had some French fries. I think my son had a vanilla Frosty, and it was fantastic at Wendy's. Now the voice of the Cavs to check the Dover starters for tonight.
All righty, thank you, Bill. For the Tornadoes, they'll send them out this way. A three-guard look, 5'10" junior Luke Leggett, who will be one of the starters at guard. Luke averaging 10 points, 5 rebounds per game. Another guard is Robbie Koppel. Koppel, 5'11" senior, averaging 15 points and 4 assists per ball game. And the third guard is Gavin Van Horn. Gavin is a 6-foot sophomore, averaging 3.5 points per game. And then the two forwards, Cam Nauer. Nauer, another sophomore in that starting lineup, 6'2", averages 3 points, 3 rebounds per game. And the other forward is Dieter Weber. Dieter Weber is a 6'1" sophomore, and he's averaging 12.5 points and 6 rebounds per game.
For the New Philadelphia Quakers, home team clearly on the scoreboard tonight. 9-4 in the conference, 15-5 overall. Their front court, senior laden. At forward, Isaac Roman Willie, a 6'2" senior. The center, 6'6" senior, Aiden Mushrush. First on the team in rebounding at 5 boards per contest. Second in scoring at 8.5 per game. In the 3-guard Quaker backcourt, number 5, T.R. Harriman, the 5'10" junior, tied for the team lead in assists at nearly 3 per game. 6'5" sophomore Jackson Martini, and the senior point guard 3-year Quaker starter Reed Wells, who leads this team in scoring, assists, and is the team leader in 3-point shooting and free throw shooting percentage as well. Those are your Wendy's starting lineups for the Quakers and the Crimson Tornadoes. We're drawing closer and closer to tip-off. Play-by-play between New Philadelphia and Dover tonight with Tim Alcorn and the coach Phil Tidrick. More of that coming right up with Big Z and the sports voice of the Tuscarawas Valley.
Imagine the perfect chicken tender. Crispy, juicy, for lack of a better word, tendery. Now imagine these perfect tenders at Wendy's. 'Cause they are. Wendy's new chicken tenders are here with delicious new dipping sauces like Wendy's Signature, Creamy Ranch, and Honey Barbecue. And they're so good, we even changed our name from Wendy's to Tendies. I believe that's what the kids call manifesting. For Tendies you're gonna know by name, gotta be Wendy's.
At participating U.S. Wendy's.
Being involved in a fender bender or major collision can be a stressful experience. Let the professionals at Cure Refinishing Company in Dover help you get back on the road as quickly as possible. Our friendly staff will assist you throughout the process from writing the initial estimate on your vehicle to picking it up when repairs are finished. Cure Refinishing has years of experience working with all major insurance companies, and our talented staff will make sure your repairs are performed correctly with a perfect paint match. Been in an accident? Call Cure Refinishing.
Dumont Sporting Goods in Dover and Canton has just what you're looking for, so your athlete has the best gear for the sports they play. Dumont's has a large apparel selection and can handle your customized screen printing as well as embroidery for your team or business. For sporting goods and for all your apparel needs, Dumont Sporting Goods in Dover and Canton has everything you want to play and look your best.
Dr. Nathan Springer, T-County's #1 orthodontic specialist, is accepting new patients and is now proudly offering complimentary consultations. Dr. Springer's dedicated team of dental professionals is committed to creating beautiful, confident smiles from a wide variety of treatment options, from traditional applications to the latest innovative orthodontic advancements, including Invisalign. Join Dr. Nathan Springer's Winning Smile team today. 107 Ray Avenue in New Philadelphia, conveniently located just 2 blocks from New Philadelphia High School.
The Dover Crimson Tornadoes, who, with a win tonight, will garner no less than a share of the OCC title. Now, if Ashland were to get upset by Lexington and Dover wins, Matt Von Kennel's team has the conference championship all to themselves. New Philadelphia has a shot at a share of the conference title. We'll get into that a little bit later. Time now for the Republic State Mortgage Mobile Studio. We're coming to you, Tim and Phil and I, from the Republic State Mortgage Mobile Studio. They are your hometown lender supporting all of our local communities. Thanks to Dan and Ruth Long at Republic State Mortgage, building relationships one home at a time. NMLS number 211540 and NMLS ID 62411. Republic State Mortgage, an equal housing lender. Well, I should be fired and fired immediately if we bring in the voice of the Cavaliers and don't have him talk some Cavs basketball. And my usual running mate on these broadcasts, Phil Tidrick, is a huge Cavaliers fan. So I'm going to step back, get out of the way, and let you two guys talk some Cavs.
Now, Bill, before we let you step back, let's just give our Thursday morning conversation a plug here.
That is a great idea.
So for those that aren't aware, I do join Bill Morgan on WJER every Thursday morning at about 10:20 or so, and we talk some Cavs basketball, and we have a lot of fun with that. So hopefully we'll be taking those conversations into the middle of June.
I would love to be sweating during one of those conversations as the temperatures heat up. Phil, what do you got for the voice of the Cavs about the Cavs?
Well, we talked a little bit earlier. I asked you about the trade, the Garland for Harden trade, and I didn't mention the other trade that was a pretty good, the DeAndre Hunter for
Keon Ellis
and Dennis Schroeder.
Yes. Well, go ahead, Phil.
I just think that's a good thing for them because that really solidified the backcourt defensively, I think.
Absolutely. 100% agree with you. And going back to Bill Morgan and I's conversations every Thursday, we talked about this, that as the Cavs left 2 weeks ago yesterday on that West Coast trip, I mentioned to a couple of guys on the team plane, I said, there may be a few new faces up there at the front section of the plane that'll come back with us, different than the ones that we've just left with. But never in my wildest imagination did I think it would be James Harden along with Keon Ellis and Dennis Schroeder. And, let's dig a little bit deeper into that trade as far as DeAndre Hunter for Schroeder and Ellis. Listen, you can't sugarcoat it. You can't camouflage it. DeAndre Hunter was having a tough season for the Cavaliers. For whatever reason, it just wasn't coming together. His shot wasn't like it was at the back half of last year after he was acquired from Atlanta, and certainly not what it was as an Atlanta Hawk. And to your point, Bill, they addressed two big needs for the Cavaliers. Number one, the backup point guard spot had just been absent this year. Another disappointing season, not only from DeAndre Hunter, but from Lonzo Ball. He just didn't quite put it together. And so you bring in a guy with Schroeder that, number one, is a savvy veteran. He's a guy that has a little bit of an edge to him. Not off the floor. He's the nicest guy you'd ever want to meet, but you put him between those two lines, and he brings some grittiness. He brings some toughness. And Dennis Schroeder is a guy that when he's been on competitive playoff caliber type teams, he raises his game. And so you've elevated that backup point guard spot because he certainly knows how to run an offense. And to your point with Keon Ellis, he's the one to me that really flies under the radar. He's an elite on-ball defender. He can go out and defend that three-point arc, which the Cavaliers, listen, again, you can't hide from the stats. Their defense this year against the three ball had really been lacking. Well, now that should improve with Keon Ellis. So he's a guy that can defend the arc. And then his numbers have dipped a little bit this year, below 40%. But the previous 2 years, and he's a legit three-ball shooter. It's not on low volume. He had been in the low to mid-40s. So he's a guy that can knock down a three ball.
Tim Alcorn and Coach Tidrick talking Cavaliers basketball. We'll take one final timeout, then Tim and Phil will bring you all the action. It's the Quakers and Dover tonight with Big Z and the sports voice in the Valley.
At First Federal Community Bank, investing in our community isn't just a slogan. It's how we do business each and every day. I'm Corey Parker, mobile mortgage lender, and our goal is to empower your financial well-being and build a lasting relationship with you, your family, and your business. We're here to assist you every step of the way, from checking and savings accounts to mortgages and commercial loans.
Learn more about First Federal Community Bank at firstfed.com. Equal housing lender, member FDIC, NMLS number 1810696.
At Dover Philly Heating and Cooling in downtown Dover, they know the best advertising is a satisfied customer. That's why they guarantee customer satisfaction with every job. Check out DoverPhillyHVAC.com to read real reviews from real customers who were really satisfied.
This is Jim Moser. As the only designated trained comfort specialist in Tuscarawas County, my team and I will provide honest and knowledgeable service to keep your family comfortable year-round.
If you need service or a new system, call Dover Philly Heating and Cooling at 330-343-5511.
Whether you're looking for a little extra income on the side or an exciting full-time career with endless potential for advancement, our local McDonald's has an opportunity for you. Flexible schedules, competitive pay, fun perks, and a supportive team environment are all part of the package. A job at McDonald's is one of a kind, just like you. Wherever you are in life, you can find a meaningful career at McDonald's, and it comes with a side of whatever makes you happy. Apply online at mcdonalds.com today.
Sports voice of the Valley is 100.9 FM and AM 1450 WJER. Now, immediately following the conclusion of this game and our post-game show, you'll be able to see this game on the Big Z Sports YouTube page as Tim and Phil and I bring you all the action. So lock it in, root for your Crimson Tornadoes, root for your Quakers, wherever your loyalties lie. And then remember, you can watch it. Our great friends from Claxon Communications here to make that part of the broadcast happen with Casey, the CEO, and as I like to call Casey, I don't know if this is sticking or not, I'm trying to get it started, the king of Kim Bolton is what I call Casey, Logan, McPeek, and their great staff here tonight. The national anthem this evening, as it has been all season long, being brought to you by First Federal Community Bank. At First Fed, you can begin your financial future with them. First Federal Community Bank, investing in our communities since 1898. First Federal Community Bank, member FDIC. And again, that live video cast, or I should say tape-delayed video broadcast, can be seen on the Big Z YouTube page immediately following the game tonight. And quite often we get this question, so we will quickly address it. How come you don't live video stream these games as they're happening? Because at this point in time, both the Dover and New Philadelphia schools choose not to allow the live broadcast of that. So that's why we will bring you the broadcast with the video stream, but not until after the game has come to a conclusion. As they do before every high school basketball game tips off here, they honor one of the big sponsors to Quaker Athletics and Quaker Basketball, and Director of Athletics, Ricky Neff, is at midcourt, and I believe Sean Finicum is the person that they are honoring tonight. So without those people who support the Quaker Athletics, much like the advertisers and marketing partners who support these games, what these teams are able to do simply can't be done because, like everything else, it all costs money. So they're about to give him a basketball, recognizing his efforts. And Phil, both you and I are excited to have our longtime friend Denny Trimmer back on the public address mic after he's been under the weather.
Yeah, we would have been remiss if we wouldn't have mentioned old Denny. He's also a broadcast partner of both of ours on football and basketball on WJER, but it's really good to see him back for the first time in the Quaker Gymnasium this year.
Certainly good to hear Denny's voice, and glad to see that he is on the mend as we go down to the floor for the national anthem tonight. Tonight's national anthem with the Delphian High School Chorale under the direction of Christy Pruka, brought to you by First Federal Community Bank. I'm Bill Morgan with the coach Phil Tidrick and the voice of the Cavaliers, Tim Alcorn, and our opening tip-off and first quarter play-by-play going to be brought to you tonight, as it has been all season long, by Dover Philly Heating and Cooling. They are your local Train, and that's Train, T-R-A-N-E, Train Comfort Specialist in downtown Dover. Dover Philly Heating and Cooling, offering 24/7 emergency service, so call them if you need them at any time. Dover Philly Heating and Cooling, 330-343-5511. And it is Big Z Sports and WJER Radio's proud honor to call to the play-by-play mic tonight for the Quakers in Dover, Mr. Tim Alcorn.
Thank you, Bill. Let's play some high school basketball. Ohio Cardinal Conference action as Dover takes on New Philly here at New Philadelphia High School. Dover coming in at 10-3 in Ohio Cardinal Conference action, 13-8 overall, taking on the Quakers, who are 9-4 in OCC action, 15-5 overall. And as has been mentioned a couple of times, this is the second meeting of the year between these two clubs, as earlier in the season, Dover eked out a 3-point win, 37-34. Boy, just a great atmosphere, as always, when Dover and New Philly go at it. Right now, the lights are dimmed here in the gym as the starting lineups are being introduced. And again, we'll recap those for you. For Dover, under head coach Matt Von Kennel, that three-guard backcourt of Luke Leggett, along with Robbie Koppel and Gavin Van Horn, along with Cam Nauer and Dieter Weber as your two forwards. Three guards for the Quakers are Reed Wells, T.R. Harriman, Jackson Martini. At forward, Isaac Roman-Willie, and the center is Aiden Mushrush. Phil, when you break it down X and O-wise, is there a particular area tonight or even a specific matchup that you're looking at that could swing this game one way or the other?
You know, one thing that I've kind of learned over the years, being involved with this game for more years than I'd like to remember, is, you know, your star players usually get theirs. Usually what happens is somebody steps up, one of the role players steps up and scores big and does some really, really good things. That's what I've found many times has been the deciding factor in many of these games.
Now, when you look at the starting lineups for each team, for Dover, you've got three sophomores on the floor, along with a junior and a senior. And for New Philly, you've got one sophomore, one junior, and three seniors. For the younger players, and they've grown up in this environment, they've sat in the stands before they played on the floor, but as a head coach, do you try to tamp down the emotion somewhat to say, listen, just go out and play the game?
Yeah, that's a hard thing to do with 15, 16, 17-year-old kids for sure.
We're just about ready to tip it off. Dover will be going left to right here at the New Philadelphia Gymnasium, and New Philly will be going right to left, as it will be tip controlled by New Philly. We're underway as these two rivals lock horns one more time. Right side of the forecourt, driving shot put up and in, as it doesn't take long for the Quakers to get on the board, as hitting that bucket was Jackson Martini. So it's a 2-0 New Philly lead as Dover heads to the other end. Again, they're going left to right, as out front, Luke Leggett had his pass deflected, but it came right back to Luke. Well, they work it around to the left side. On the left-hand dribble is Robbie Koppel. He'll come into the lane, and his shot swatted out of bounds by Aiden Mushrush. Big-time block from Aiden, 6'6" senior, and he rejected that one right into the cheerleaders below the basket.
You know, that's usually when you're going to get blocks, is when you're in help defense.
7:21 to go first quarter. We are just underway at a packed house here at New Philadelphia High School. On the right wing, Luke Leggett works it out front on the handoff. Gavin Van Horn will give it to Robbie Koppel. Koppel at the top of the three-point arc, hands it to Leggett. And now Dover's going to spread that offense out. One thing I'm going to have to get used to, guys, not looking for that shot clock. And it's funny, when I first started with the Cavs, I was like, oh, I better keep an eye on the shot clock.
Well, these two teams would need a shot clock, because I'll tell you what, many times they're going to see a lot of shot clock violations.
Right wing three, right on the mark from Luke Leggett, as Dover, being very patient, found Leggett on the right sideline. He knocked it down, and the Tornadoes are up 3-2 as New Philly heads to the other end. Left side of the forecourt is T.R. Harriman. He'll dribble into the paint, drive to the bucket, off the glass, no good. Offensive rebound, though. Aiden Mushrush feeds it left wing. 3-ball Martini, got it. Jackson Martini, he's got all 5 New Philly points. And it's a 5-3 Quaker advantage. 6:05 to go first quarter. These two teams played a tight one early, although, Coach, you were mentioning there was a big early lead in that one, and now we've got a 3-ball at the other end as Dover answers back as Luke Leggett hits his second 3 of the night. All 6 points for the Tornadoes by Leggett in the lane. Nice bank shot off the glass by Roman Willie. Isaac Roman Willie makes it a 7-6 Quaker advantage. 5:35 to go first quarter. Each team hitting early shots as Dover has it at the other end. Cam Nauer tries a pass in the lane. He forced it in there. Turnover. And out of there with it comes New Philly. They're up 7-6. They work it out front. 3-ball Roman Willie. It's off the back of the rim. No good. A rebound grab by Dover. And again, they want to slow things down a little bit, as walking the ball into the forecourt will be Robbie Koppel. Koppel on the handoff out front to Luke Leggett. Leggett will try to toss it top of the key, and the ball poked out of bounds by Isaac Roman Willie.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Tim.
Go ahead, Phil.
What you're seeing is pretty good defense at both ends of the floor.
Believe me, Jim and I step on each other all the time, so we each have something important to say, so don't worry about it. It's all good. 4:48 to go here in the first quarter. Dover with the basketball, down by 1. 3-ball right side, in and out. It went halfway down for Robbie Koppel, and out of there with it comes New Philly. Driving right of the lane is Martini. Now they work it out front. Back to Martini on the right side. 3, too strong, and the rebound deflects to Luke Leggett. And again, Dover a little more patient with the basketball than New Philly. Dover looking for a slower pace of the ball game. Here's Cam Nauer, works it right side. Weber with a 3. It's off the back of the rim. A rebound grab by Jackson Martini for New Philly. 4:05 to go here in the first quarter. Quakers with a 1-point lead and the ball. And now we'll have our first foul of the ball game. We'll get a blocking foul. It's called on Cam Nauer for the Tornadoes. And that'll bring a couple of substitutions for New Philly. Checking in is Lincoln Murphy, 6'2 junior. And also in the ball game for that second sub
Quinn Miller.
Quinn Miller. There we go. Quinn Miller has checked in. And there's Quinn Miller on the right side. Backs up on the dribble. Throws it out front to T.R. Harriman. Harriman comes around a screen, straddling the three-point arc. Gives it on the right side to Miller. Miller will throw it back to his teammate. Now back on the right side to Miller. Miller into the paint. Left wing Wells 3. No. Offensive rebound. No. A foul is called on Aiden Mushrush as he went for that offensive board. So that'll give it back to the Tornadoes, and now they will make their first substitution as Dante Clark will check in. Another sophomore. This is a young Dover basketball team.
Yeah, it really is. It really is. You know, they've got, quite a few younger guys, sophomores, and even a couple of freshmen.
3.5 to go here in the first quarter of play. Quakers up 1, 7-6. Dover with the basketball. Driving is Robbie Koppel, and on his way to the bucket, he got fouled. Now, will they put him at the free throw line? Yes, they will. So Robbie Koppel, 5'11 senior, leading scorer for Dover at 15 points per ball game and a pretty solid free throw shooter at 75%. Koppel's first one rimmed out. He's got one more coming. As Koppel gets the ball back, second free throw, got that one. So Koppel splits the pair. We've got a 7-7 ball game with 3:22 to go first quarter. As these two long-standing rivals. Coach, what was your record in the rivalry?
It wasn't 500, but I had to coach against Bob Von Kennel.
Driving, banking, and scoring for New Philly is T.R. Harriman. And Harriman puts the Quakers on top 9-7. Nice strong move to the bucket by the 5'10 junior. So it's a 2-point lead with under 3 minutes to go as Dover looks to tie or take the lead if they can hit a long ball. Well, there's a foul line shot. Big bounce off the back of the rim, no good for Dieter Weber. And out of there with it comes New Philly. And again, they're going at a much quicker pace. Out front, Harriman passed up a three. Gives it on the right side to Lincoln Murphy. And New Philly will now pull it out somewhat. Right-hand dribble for Reed Wells. Wells on the handoff to T.R. Harriman. They drop it in the right corner to Murphy. He's hemmed in, but gets it back out front to T.R. Harriman. They'll work it around to the right side, and now we'll have a foul away from the basketball as they got that one, I believe, on Rowdy Daly. Well, he's a big freshman, 6'3". He had just checked in and away from the ball. He was called for that foul. Second team foul on the Tornadoes. In fact, each team now with two. Inbounds pass, knocked away and stolen. Nice job as Gavin Van Horn drives to the other end and scores off the steal. So Gavin Van Horn with his first two, and that puts the Quakers up 9-7. Into the paint area for New Philly, and double dribbling the basketball is Reed Wells. So a couple of turnovers by New Philly. They pay the price on the first one. And now Dover gets it with 2 minutes to go here in the first quarter on the second. 9-9 ball game with under 2 to go here in the first. Over with the basketball, run of the lane, now spinning in the lane. Tough shot, and it got partially blocked. Jaron Statler. And here comes New Philly to the other end, driving and getting his shot blocked was T.R. Harriman, but they work it out front, and the three is good from Lincoln Murphy. So New Philly stuck with it, and Lincoln Murphy drains the three ball. First points for Lincoln tonight. He averages 6 per game, and it's a 12-9 Quakers lead. Dover with the basketball, spinning into the lane and losing control of it for Dover was Robbie Koppel, and now at the other end with the well, they lose it. New Philly lost it. Another turnover, heading to the other end, driving and scoring with the right hand is Dante Clark. Nice coast-to-coast move from Dante Clark, and that gets the Tornadoes back to within one. It's 12-11. New Philly on top with 50 seconds to go here in the first quarter.
You know, there's been many games in this rivalry, Tim, that this has been about the halftime score.
Left side of the forecourt is Quinn Miller. Drops it to Aiden Mushrush in the lane. He'll hook and miss. And it's Dover basketball. Let's see if they try to wind it all the way down for the final shot. Matt Von Kennel, he's got one hand or one finger up, saying, yep, we're going to try to wind it all the way down. See, this is what I love about high school basketball. You don't have that 2-for-1 nonsense. Just get that final shot of the quarter. Tornadoes working for it. 10 seconds to go in the period. Dover down by 1. Out front, Rowdy Daly, and he's passing the middle, knocked away, ball loose, stabbed out of there by Koppel. He'll put it up in the lane, bounced around, no good. And that ends the first quarter of play. And it comes to a conclusion with the Quakers up 1, 12-11.
When it comes to one of the most important transactions of your life, you need a team that understands you. Republic State Mortgage. Proudly supporting our local community, Republic State Mortgage specializes in FHA, VA, USDA, and conventional loans to help you find your way home. Call 330-339-4335 today. Republic State Mortgage, 1234 4th Street Southwest in New Philadelphia. Building relationships one home at a time.
NMLS number 211540. NMLS ID 62411. An equal housing lender.
On your way to catch the Quakers game and everybody's hungry, swing by Subway and score with the sub of the day. Get a fresh 6-inch sub for just $4.99, perfect for busy families on the move. From Meatball Monday to Spicy Italian Sunday, there's a favorite for every fan. For just $2 more, make it a meal with a drink, chips, or cookies. Fast break to flavor, score the sub of the day only at Subway. Proud sponsors of the player of the game. Eat fresh, feel good, and go Quakers.
Second quarter about to get underway here at New Philadelphia High School. The home team, the Quakers, on top of Dover, 12-11. Bill, you're saying this is normally a much lower scoring game?
I've seen them, I've seen it 7-5.
Ooh, we got a nasty collision in the paint as Dover had the ball to start the second quarter of play, and we're going to have a charging foul called on Robbie Koppel. So Koppel picks up his first foul.
That's one of the things I've been talking to the coaches about, Philly coaches about. We got to have guys taking some charges. Well, he did.
Well, one was taken right there, so New Philly with the ball. And a 1-point lead. Second quarter just underway here at a jam-packed gym. Run of the lane, short shot put up and missed by New Philly's Isaac Roman Willie. And here comes Dover to the other end. And again, you can see already, and hopefully you can pick up by our broadcast, that Dover definitely wants to play the slower tempo game tonight. Out front, Robbie Koppel gives it off to Gavin Van Horn. They work it to the right sideline to Dante Clark. And Clark will give it back to Robbie Koppel. Koppel on the left-hand dribble, left of the key, left of the lane, gives it in the left corner to Gavin Van Horn, and then he lost it in the paint, and here comes New Philly to the other end. Again, they're pushing that pace. They work it out front, swing it back to the right sideline, and the three is good from T.R. Harriman. So Harriman hits the three ball to make it 15-11. New Philly with a 4-point lead. 6:42 to go here in the first half. Dover to the other end as the ball's knocked out of bounds by a hustling Lincoln Murphy. And for Dover, that's going to get Dieter Weber back in the ball game. Sitting down will be Dante Clark. Dover down by 4 as they inbound at the offensive end. Again, Dover going left to right here in the first half of play. Here's Koppel out front. They work it to the right sideline with the basketball, Luke Leggett. Leggett now holding the ball. Leggett comes around a screen to the top of the three-point arc, feeds it off to Weber. Weber on the handoff to Koppel. Koppel back out front to Cam Nauer as Dover continues to work the ball around the perimeter to the baseline. Fade away around the rim and in. Boy, that was a couple of bounces there, but it falls through for Robbie Koppel, his first field goal of the night. Makes it a 15-13 ball game. Dover back to within 2. Robbie Koppel now with 3 points. He averages 15 per game. Left wing, long three off the side of the rim for Jackson Martini. Dover able to grab the rebound. And so it'll be Tornado basketball, a chance to tie or take the lead. 5:38 to go first half. Here's Luke Leggett for Dover. Leggett swings it on the left side to Gavin Van Horn, throws it right back to Leggett. And again, Dover not necessarily taking the air out of the ball, but certainly being very patient at the offensive end. Leggett tried to throw it down low, and the pass went right by Cam Nauer out of bounds. That'll give it back to New Philly.
And this is the kind of pace that Dover likes. And Philly would like to get a little bit quicker and try to push it down and maybe get some easy shots in transition.
Do you think the pace right now favors Dover?
I think the last couple of minutes has. I thought the first part of the first quarter, favored the Quakers because they try to push it a little bit, and
hence the higher scoring first quarter.
Correct.
15-13, Quakers with the ball and the 2-point lead. Out front, Jackson Martini got run into, no whistle. I don't like that. Let him play through it as it's now in the hands of T.R. Harriman. Under 5 minutes to go, first half. And the Quakers now being somewhat deliberate with the basketball as Reed Wells has it just inside the half-court line. Quakers up by 2. Wells bounce on the right side to Lincoln Murphy. He'll drive, and he got hit while he was driving that baseline. Foul will be called on Cam Nauer, the sophomore, for Dover. And Dover says we're going to make a substitution as Cam Nauer will sit down. Back in, Rowdy Daly. New Philly works it out front. In between the circles, Reed Wells. Wells now on the handoff to T.R. Harriman. Harriman backs up on the dribble. Harriman now on the handoff to Reed Wells. Wells bounce on the right side to Harriman, right in front of that Dover bench. Harriman with 4:20 to go. Long cross-court pass into the left corner. They get it to Martini. Back out front. Top of the three-point arc. Wells with the three, but he couldn't convert. Boy, he had a great look, and it rimmed out. That was outstanding ball movement. The shot just didn't go.
That was, and he's usually our best three-point shooter.
At the other end, driving and having the ball knocked out of his hands and then off his leg, out of bounds, Robbie Koppel. So Koppel was going to the bucket, and a great defensive play. I believe it was Lincoln Murphy that knocked that ball off of Koppel's hands, but it then went off Robbie Koppel's leg out of bounds.
Tim, some words being exchanged between Mr. Murphy and Mr. Koppel after that Dover turnover, and the referee steps in the middle and says, all right, guys, relax a little bit.
Really, words in a Dover New Philly game.
Shocking.
Man, I'm stunned by that, Bill Morgan. Out front, long three off the front of the rim for Jackson Martini, and the rebound grab by Dover's Dieter Weber. 15-13. New Philly with a 2-point lead on the Tornadoes as Dover has the basketball, 3-ball out front. Big bounce off the back of the rim for Dieter Weber. And then the ball goes out of bounds, and it still belongs to Dover. Again, second meeting of the year between these two teams. Dover won the first one, 37-34. Each team with winning marks coming into tonight. New Philly 15-5, Dover 13-8. Dover with the basketball, down by 2. And again, they're being very patient at the offensive end in between the circles. Dieter Weber. Weber right of the key into the lane, spinning. Got his shot blocked by Lincoln Murphy. That was a terrific block by Murphy. And here comes New Philly to the other end. Reed Wells, top of the three-point line, lets it fly. Nope, offensive rebound. But a whistle and a foul on Aiden Mushrush. So Aiden had that offensive rebound, but he draws the foul, and that's 2 on Mushrush. Coach, do you like the change with the team fouls now going by quarter?
Honestly, no.
No?
I don't.
I don't either.
I kind of liked it where you shoot like college is doing. 7, 8, 9, you're shooting 1 plus the bonus.
Yep, I agree. I was surprised when they went to that. I kind of understand it, but here's Rowdy Daly, and he gives it up. A turnover by the freshman for Dover, and back comes New Philly to the other end, still with that 2-point lead at 15-13. Well, we've had a low-scoring second quarter. Out front, 3-ball on the way, around the rim and out for Reed Wells, and the rebound grab by Dover. Well, the Quakers with only 3 points here in the quarter, and Dover with only 2 points in the period. Dover with the basketball, run of the lane. Getting knocked around was Dieter Weber, and I think he gets called for a travel.
I think he did.
Well, I know he looked like Bill Morgan on prom night. He was moving the feet all over the place.
Thank golly there was no video back then.
How long ago was prom night, Bill?
Anyway, back to your play-by-play.
Just over 2 minutes to go here in the first half. And New Philly with a 15-13 lead with the basketball. But again, the scoring here in the Second quarter has dropped considerably. New Philly with a turnover, but at the other end, not able to convert. Robbie Koppel, as he can't convert on the layup, and then a foul will be called on Koppel. Perhaps some frustration after he missed that shot, and that'll be 2 on Koppel. So Koppel now with his second foul. He will sit down. Again, we have had a grand total of 5 points in this quarter.
That's kind of like I said, that's kind of normal, Tim. You know, the low-scoring affairs, you know, that was the high-scoring first quarter, and they've kind of went back to many of the things that we've seen in many of these rivalry games.
It has been a 3-2 second quarter for New Philly. But hey, they're up on the scoreboard, 15-13. All that matters are the numbers up there. Right?
That's correct. Yes, it is.
So it's New Philly with the basketball with 1:40 to go here in the first half of play. On the right side, Reed Wells. Wells on the left-hand dribble, works it out front. Harriman thought about a 3 ball and then gave it back to Reed Wells. Wells will toss it to Harriman. Harriman steps behind that arc and now on the handoff to Roman Willie. Willie gave it right back to Harriman. Harriman with a head and shoulder fake left of the lane, tries to drop it in the lane. Somehow he got it there, but Roman Willie couldn't convert. And then the ball goes out of bounds, and it went off Dover.
That was a heck of a pass by TR.
Yeah, I don't know how he got that one in there.
I don't either.
That was James Harden-like.
Yeah.
So it's New Philly with the ball, still hanging on to that 2-point lead. We've been stuck on 15-13 for a long time. Here's Reed Wells out front against Rowdy Daly. Wells into the lane, flipped it up with the left hand, couldn't convert as he left it shy on the rim. And with under a minute to go here in the first half, it'll be Dover basketball, down by 2 at 15-13. Here's Dieter Weber. Now they work it out front to Rowdy Daly. Daly on the handoff to Gavin Van Horn, and he'll toss it to Leggett. Leggett back in the middle to Van Horn. We're down to 40 seconds to go. I think Dover might run this one all the way down for the final shot of the half. As again, they have spread the floor. Leggett has the ball just inside the half-court line. He'll give it off to Dante Clark as we're down to 23 seconds to go in the half. Yeah, Dover's going to be content to either go in down 2 or tied or even with a lead as we're at 14 seconds to go. And Dante Clark on the dribble just down below us, 8 on the clock. Clark, well, he's hemmed in as the double team comes, feeds it on the right side. 3 ball on the way, it's short. Rebound grab, 3/4 court short, no good. And that will end the first half of play. Well, we head to the locker room with New Philly hanging on to a 2-point lead over Dover, 15-13. Quakers leading the Tornadoes at the end of 2.
Tim, thanks. Time now for our McInturf Realty halftime report. Brought to you by Jan and his great group of realtors at McInturf Realty, 330-364-SOLD. Coming up, we'll get you all the halftime numbers and more with Big Z and the sports voice of the Valley.
Wood Electric has been trusted with all of your electrical needs for over 30 years. They are the place to call for residential, commercial, and industrial work. Wood Electric is available 24 hours a day and ready to help with any electrical problem, outage, or installation. Wood Electric, serving Tuscarawas County and beyond since 1988. Like Wood Electric on Facebook or find them online at woodelectric.net.
Think Newtown Mall is just for shopping? Think again. With a great mix of local favorites and national brands, it's the perfect place to find what you need and discover something new. Whether you're checking out the latest trends, grabbing a bite to eat, or just enjoying the atmosphere, it's a great time anytime. Make a day of it, bring a friend, and experience the mall like never before. Stay in the loop. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram and visit newtownmall.com to see what's happening.
Newtown Mall, a great time anytime. Newtown Mall, this town is your town.
Feeling uneasy about your finances? Your credit union can help. I'm Katie Steinebry, a certified financial counselor at Dover Philly, and I can help you get back on track financially. Whether you are trying to establish a budget or rebuild credit, I can help. All discussions are confidential and free of charge with your credit union membership. Call Dover Philly today at 330-364-8874 and ask for Katie. At Dover Philly Federal Credit Union, we're people helping people. It's how we thrive together. Join us today. Federally insured by NCUA.
In basketball, a game can be won or lost with the right call. Real estate is no different. Hi, this is Jan McInturf, and when it's time to buy or sell a home, the right call is to McInturf Realty. For over 30 years, our team has delivered results, making us your trusted local real estate choice. We're grateful for your continued support and are ready to help you make the right moves in real estate. Visit us online at McInturfRealty.net. Make the call to McInturf Realty.
Running a business is challenging, but managing your finances shouldn't be. This is Carrie Miller, Cash Management Officer at the Commercial and Savings Bank. We understand that time is money, which is why we offer a suite of cash management solutions designed to streamline your operations. From online banking to merchant services, we have the tools you need to keep your business moving forward. Visit our website at csb1.com or call 800-654-9015 to learn more. The Commercial and Savings Bank, your partner in success, member FDIC.
Tornadoes in New Philadelphia. The Quakers leading by a pair, 15-13. I'm Bill Morgan with the coach Phil Tidrick, who will be along with halftime stats in just a couple of minutes, and the voice of the Cavaliers, Tim Alcorn.
That's my name, Bill, yes.
It took me a moment. I was a little bit rusty. I didn't talk since the pregame. Fair enough to be challenged on that. The Quakers outscoring Dover 12-11 in the opening quarter. And, Tim, as you highlighted in your play-by-play in the second quarter, New Philly outscoring Dover there, but only a total of 5 points tallied, 3-2. The Quakers lead by 2 at the half. I guess your thoughts, Tim, on seeing both these teams in the opening 2 quarters.
Well, it certainly was the New Philly pace in that first quarter. The first thing you saw was Dover was being very patient. They spread the floor out when they got to the offensive end. They wanted to play that half-court basketball game, and New Philly wanted to push it. And then in the second quarter of play, I don't know what your official stats will show, but it just seemed as though neither team could knock down shots and/or were plagued by turnovers. I think we saw a plethora of turnovers there in that second quarter of play, hence a total of 5 points between the two teams in that second period.
Our McInturf Realty halftime report with Big Z and the sports voice of the Valley. Hey, don't forget, coming up after our broadcast on the radio comes to a close, you'll be able to see the stream of this game with video thanks to Claxon Communications, and you'll watch that on the Big Z YouTube page with Tim, Phil, and I. Again, that's coming up immediately following the conclusion of the game. Coming up, we'll check the numbers from Kemp Insurance. It's the McInturf Realty halftime report now. New Philly leading Dover 15-13 with Big Z and the sports voice of the Valley.
When it comes to one of the most important transactions of your life, you need a team that understands you. Republic State Mortgage. Proudly supporting our local community, Republic State Mortgage specializes in FHA, VA, USDA, and conventional loans to help you find your way home. Call 330-339-4335 today. Republic State Mortgage, 1234 Street Southwest in New Philadelphia. Building relationships one home at a time.
NMLS number 211540. NMLS ID 62411. An equal housing lender.
To be a success in basketball, it takes a team effort, a smart coach, a take-charge starting lineup, and cooperation. And the same is true when it comes to insurance. Your local insurance agents, Nathan and Don Kemp, and the team at Kemp Insurance are dedicated to providing a strong lineup of plans for a winning future. Let Kemp Insurance provide you with all-star coverage for your auto, home, farm, business, and life. For a secure financial future, get the winning team at Kemp Insurance on your side. Kemp Insurance, your local hometown agents for over 35 years. East High Avenue in New Philadelphia.
Wood Electric has been trusted with all of your electrical needs for over 30 years. They are the place to call for residential, commercial, and industrial work. Wood Electric is available 24 hours a day and ready to help with any electrical problem, outage, or installation. Wood Electric, serving Tuscarawas County and beyond since 1988. Like Wood Electric on Facebook or find them online at woodelectric.net.
Into our McInturf Realty halftime report. New Philadelphia leading Dover 15-13 with Big Z and WJER, the voice of the Tuscarawas Valley. Hey, if you're wondering, how come Tim Alcorn's here? Well, he's doing high school basketball, but Tim, your Cavs in the middle of the All-Star break.
Indeed. A couple of Cavs are in L.A. Of course, Jalen Tyson will be amongst the Rising Stars competition in Los Angeles. And then Donovan Mitchell, of course, an all-star. I mean, just having an all-NBA type year as well as the all-star selection. But Donovan will also be taking part in the three-point shooting contest. So the Cavs are well represented at Intuit Dome over the weekend.
Time now for our Kemp Insurance Stat Update, brought to you by Don and Nathan Kemp at Kemp Insurance, East High Avenue in New Philadelphia. They're happy to give you a free quote on all of your insurance needs. Coming up first thing on Monday morning at Kemp Insurance, the coach, Phil Tidrick, in now with a look at our team numbers from the first half.
Okay, thanks a lot, Bill. For the visiting Tornadoes from Dover, they were 3 of 12 from inside that three-point line, 25%, 2 of 5 behind it, 40%. They were 5 of 17 from the floor in the first half, 29%. 1 of 2 from the free throw line, 50%. 9 boards, 7 turnovers, 2 assists. For your New Philadelphia Quakers in the first half, they were 3 of 8 from inside the three-point line, 38%. 3 of 11 behind the arc, 27%. The Quakers were 6 of 19, 32% from the floor in the first half. They did not make it to the free throw line. They also had 9 boards, turned it over 4 times, and had 3 assists on their 6 buckets. We'll take a quick break and come back with individual scoring tonight's Dover at New Philadelphia basketball game.
At Dover Philly Heating and Cooling in downtown Dover, they know the best advertising is a satisfied customer. That's why they guarantee customer satisfaction with every job. Check out DoverPhillyHVAC.com to read real reviews from real customers who were really satisfied.
This is Jim Moser. As the only designated trained comfort specialist in Tuscarawas County, my team and I will provide honest and knowledgeable service to keep your family comfortable year-round.
If you need service or a new system, call Dover Philly Heating and Cooling at 330-343-5511.
Okay, welcome back to individual scoring tonight's Dover at New Philadelphia basketball game for the Dover Tornadoes. They were led in scoring by 5'10 junior Luke Leggett, had 2 3-pointers for 6. Robbie Koppel had a 2-pointer and a throw for 3. Gavin Van Horn had a bucket for 2. Dante Clark had a bucket for 2. For New Philadelphia in the first half, they were led in scoring by 6'5 sophomore Jackson Martini, who had a 2 and a 3 for 5. T.R. Harriman, 5'10 junior, had a bucket and a 3 for 5. Lincoln Murphy hit a triple for 3. Rounded out the scoring senior Isaac Roman Willie with a bucket for 2. Bill?
Our Kemp Insurance post-game stat report. Tim, I was going to take you out to a nice steak dinner after the game if I won the 50-50 for $633. I didn't win anything. You're out of luck, my friend.
Can I take a rain check on that?
You can't take a rain check.
Well, we're getting ready to start the third quarter of play. New Philly with a 15-13 lead over Dover. Tim Alcorn, glad to bring this one to you on one of our outstanding Cavalier Audioverse partners, WJER. Love being down here, try to make it an annual trip. Glad we could fit it in the schedule again this year, as New Philly has the ball to start quarter number 3, and a 3 from the left corner doesn't hit anything for Jackson Martini. So here comes Dover to the other end. They're going right to left, Dover is, here in quarters 3 and 4, heading towards their own bench, as Cam Nauer gives it on the handoff to Robbie Koppel. Koppel left of the lane, hits the brakes, banks the shot, bounced around the rim and in, and Koppel with a chance for an and one. And that'll be the 3rd foul. Picked up by Aiden Mushrush. So he's got a quick 3rd foul here in the 3rd quarter of play. Koppel ties the game at 15 and a chance for an and one. Bill, any particular adjustments you expect from either team?
No, I think both of them will kind of play the way, kind of the play they've been working.
Koppel missed the free throw, but
they're going to be very patient.
The rebound ricocheted out of bounds, and it still belongs to Dover.
That is one of my pet peeves, by the way.
Corner ball from Leggett.
The foul shots, and we don't rebound missed foul shots.
Leggett missed that three, so here comes New Philly to the other end. We've got a 15-15 tie. Third quarter just underway at New Philadelphia High School. Jam-packed. What else? As out front, Reed Wells has it on the left side, works to the free throw line, gives it off to Martini. He hits a three from the right wing. Jackson Martini, his second three ball tonight, gives him 8 points in the ball game. And New Philly's back on top 18-15 with 6:40 to go here in the third quarter. Dover again going towards their own bench, down low in heavy traffic. Koppel couldn't get the shot up, so they had to work it back out front. Now they'll hand it off to Gavin Van Horn. He'll deal right side. Leggett with a three that missed, and the rebound corralled for New Philly by Martini. And again, that quick pace into the lane. Bank shot, no, and a blocking foul. No, they got Lincoln Murphy on the charge. So Lincoln Murphy had checked in for Aiden Mushrush, who picked up his third foul, and now Lincoln Murphy draws his first foul on the charge.
That's one of the things, Tim, I think we'll see in high school. I think you'll see that restraining line in the paint for where you can't take a charge inside. It definitely would have been inside that line, I believe.
Dover with the ball, down by 3, 2 minutes off the third quarter clock. On the left side, Robbie Koppel got it out front to Gavin Van Horn. And again, you'll see Dover kind of be very patient. They get it out front, three ball on the way. No, but Koppel got fouled on the three ball attempt. And so Robbie Koppel will be shooting 3 free throws as one number 5 fouled the other. T.R. Harriman, number 5 for New Philly, fouls number 5, Robbie Koppel. And his first free throw spins out. And again, he's a 75% free throw shooter, but he's now 1 of 4 at the line tonight. Second one, that one rolled through. And again, being fouled on a 3 ball, he's got one more coming.
That's another one of the pet peeves I have, Jim, fouling a jump shooter in high school. I get mad about pros fouling jump shooters.
I feel like I'm working with Jim Jones. A lot of things upset you, don't
they? No. Yeah, I just like to get it off my chest.
Well, I'm used to working with a guy like that. Third free throw was made by Koppel, and now New Philly with a turnover, and Robbie Koppel drives and scores at the other end. And we've got a 19-18 Dover lead. So Dover, capitalizing on the New Philly turnover, goes up by 1 with 5:20 to go. And now out front, the ball ricocheted. I think it went off the official in front of the scorer's table, and we'll get a reach-in foul as it came back into play on Robbie Koppel, and that'll be his third. So now we're starting to see some foul issues develop for both teams. As for New Philly, Lincoln Murphy will take a seat. Quinn Miller checks into the ball game. Quinn Miller, 6'2 senior. And now away from the basketball. Got a foul being called.
Yeah, I believe that was a foul on Van Horn.
It was on Gavin Van Horn, the 6' sophomore. Quakers down by 1 here on their home floor, 19-18. Dover leads it, 5:08 to go here in the third quarter. New Philly with the basketball. Here's Reed Wells. Comes around a screen from Roman Willie. Wells gets it back out front to Harriman. Harriman, top of the key, stumbles on the dribble but maintains it. Gave it on the baseline to Martini. Back out front. Harriman's 3. Got it! T.R. Harriman. That's his second 3 ball of the night. And it puts New Philly back on top at 21-19 with 4:40 to go here in the third. Boy, this thing has been nip and tuck the entire way. Dante Clark now in for Dover. Got it out front to Cam Nauer. Nauer gave it back to Clark. They work it around on the right side to Dieter Weber. Weber on the handoff to Leggett. Leggett will feed it top of the key to Nauer. Nauer on the handoff to Van Horn. As again, Dover working the ball, but very patiently. Here's Cam Nauer on the left side. He'll give it off to Luke Leggett. Leggett out front to Weber. Weber on the handoff to Van Horn. They swing it back to the left side. Leggett drives, scores, and he got fouled on the play. Luke Leggett with an 8-point ball game, and he'll look for 9 at the free throw line. So Leggett came in averaging 10 per contest. He's up to 8. And he's got a free throw to break a 21-21 tie as we're halfway through the quarter, although he misses short on that free throw. Here comes New Philly to the other end. 21-21 ball game. T.R. Harriman for the Quakers deals left side, and now driving, banking, but missing was Quinn Miller. And Leggett grabs the rebound for Dover. So we're knotted up at 21 with 3:40 to go, third quarter of play. Dover with the basketball. Out front, Gavin Van Horn on the handoff to Leggett. Leggett holding the ball on his hip, now changing hands on the dribble. Leggett feeds it off, and the jumper's put up by Weber but missed. Ball deflects to the left side, grabbed by Cam Nauer, so Dover still has it. Possession belongs to the Tornadoes with 3:16 to go here in the third. 21-21 game. Nice steal out front by Roman Willie for New Philly. Roman Willie on the handoff, sideline right to Wells. Wells now comes around a screen from Willie. Wells in the lane, the runner is shy. And the loose ball grabbed on the floor by Cam Nauer. He got sent to the deck. Oh, we're going to have a jump ball. And the possession arrow will belong to Dover. Well, I think folks were looking for a foul call right there, but it's simply a jump ball, and that'll get Lincoln Murphy back in for New Philly, as sitting down will be Quinn Miller. And for Dover, Cam Nauer will take a seat as Rowdy Daly checks back in. I love that name. I got to talk to his folks. Rowdy Daly. So here's Leggett for Dover. Got it out front to Dieter Weber. 21-21 game. 2:45 to go here in the third. Right of the lane is Dante Clark. Now they work it back out front to Weber. Weber gives it in the middle to Rowdy Daly, and Daly will toss it to Gavin Van Horn. Again, a very patient Dover offense, working that ball around the perimeter. We should also give credit to the New Philly defense, as Dover really is having a hard time getting a decent look. There's one out front. Weber with a three, but he left it shy. Rebound grab by New Philly. And again, they push it to the other end. Run of the lane, tough bank shot for Roman Willie. No, but he got fouled. You heard the whistle as Roman Willie kind of created that contact. But Isaac Roman Willie, the 6'2 senior, will be shooting two with 2:11 to go here in the quarter.
This will be the first trip to the foul line for the Quakers here this evening.
As Isaac Roman Willie too strong on that first one. 59% from the free throw line this year. Isaac Roman Willie and a field goal back in the first quarter of play. And he missed the second, but the offensive rebound put back up by Martini, but a whistle, and I think they'll get Martini for being on the back. Yes, they will. So Roman Willie missed them both, and then Martini couldn't convert on the putback. It didn't matter because he had fouled, and now Dover will go all the way to the other end because New Philly's over the limit. 15 foul on the Quakers. So it'll be the freshman, Rowdy Daly. First one up and good. Daly with his first point in the ball game, and it gives the Tornadoes a 1-point lead at 22-21. Sitting down for New Philly, Isaac Roman Willie, as checking back in was Aiden Mushrush. Boy, the freshman hit them both. Rowdy Daly, a 61% free throw shooter, but both of those were clean. It's 23-21 with 2 minutes to go, third quarter here at New Philly. Quakers with the basketball, down by 2. Holding the ball on his right hip is Reed Wells. Wells will now toss it to Lincoln Murphy. Got it back to Wells. Swings it left side to Harriman. DJ Harriman, left wing to Wells. Down in the corner, open three, and it's right on the mark for Lincoln Murphy. So Lincoln Murphy with his second long ball tonight. He's got 6 points in the ball game. Quakers back on top by 1, 24-23. Here comes Dover to the other end, trailing by 1 with 1:20 to go in the quarter. As Jaron Statler is in for the first time for Dover. They got it out front to Rowdy Daly. Daly swings it left side to Leggett. Leggett dribbling in between the circles, fires down low to Dante Clark. Clark in heavy traffic, bounces it left of the lane, turnaround, hook shot, good! How about that one from the freshman, Rowdy Daly?
You know, that's one of the things we talked about is some guys, the supporting cast, steps up and makes a big shot.
So Daly with 2 free throws and a bucket here in the third, and now almost stolen away by Daly as he couldn't quite handle it here on the near side. It went out of bounds, and that'll bring a timeout from New Philly. 51.2 to go in the quarter, and it's a 1-point lead for Dover at 25-24.
We'll take a timeout, and when we come back, Tim and Phil with more third quarter play-by-play with Big Z and the sports voice of the Valley.
On your way to catch the Crimson Tornadoes game and everyone's hungry? Swing by Subway and score with the sub of the day. Get a fresh 6-inch sub for just $4.99. Perfect for busy families on the move. From Meatball Monday to Spicy Italian Sunday, there's a favorite for every kid and every fan. And for just $2 more, make it a meal with a drink, chips, or cookies. Fast break to flavor. Score the sub of the day only at Subway. Proud sponsors of the Player of the Game. Eat fresh, feel good, and go Tornadoes.
To the fourth.
Tim, thanks so much. As Tim mentioned, fourth quarter play-by-play next with Big Z and the sports voice of the Valley.
Family owned and operated for more than 50 years, Dover Brake specializes in sales and service of everything involving automotive and heavy-duty brakes, along with a vast selection of truck parts and accessories. They also offer alignment, custom U-bolt bending, industrial sandblasting, bonding, and more. And now, you can find the parts you're searching for with a complete in-store inventory updated regularly at DoverBrakeInc.com. Safely shop and pay online and have your purchase delivered, or pick it up at Dover Brake, Route 250 in Strasburg, online at DoverBrakeInc.com.
5-24 in a good one here at New Philly. Dover leading the Quakers from New Philadelphia as we head to the fourth. Coach, Your thoughts on what will swing this game one way or the other here in the fourth quarter?
Well, it's one of the keys to the game. The Quakers need to pick the pace up. They got to get up and down the court a little bit and try to get some easy hoops. But also what that does is that takes Dover out of their game a little faster paced action.
Here we go. Fourth quarter underway in a 1-point game. New Philly with the ball, down by 1. Mushrush feeds into the middle. Now they work it back out front. 3 right on the mark as Jackson Martini drills the 3 ball. And that gives the Quakers a 27-25 lead. Martini now with 11 points in the ball game. Dover at the other end, down by 2. Here's Gavin Van Horn. Hands it off. Down on the baseline, trapped, but then finding a driving Robbie Koppel. And the game is tied at 27 with 7:18 to go. So each team with a bucket early on here in the fourth. 27-27 with 7:08 left. New Philly with the basketball. T.R. Harriman between his legs on the dribble. Harriman guarded by Dieter Weber and away from the basketball. We've got a whistle and a foul. I think they'll get that one on Robbie Koppel.
That'll be his 4th.
4 fouls on Robbie Koppel, and he's going to have to sit down for Dover as checking in will be Dante Clark. Well, that's a tough foul right there as Koppel leads Dover with 11 points in the ball game. Out front, 3 off the back of the rim for Reed Wells for New Philly, and Dover has it. We are tied at 27. Early fourth quarter here at a very warm New Philadelphia High School, but how else would you have it? Right corner, 3 ball on the way, around the rim and out for Dieter Weber, and here comes New Philly to the other end. Right side of the forecourt, Reed Wells works it out front to T.R. Harriman. Harriman bounced to Mushrush. Mushrush got it out front to Wells. They work it left side. 3 right on the mark again from Martini. Well, Martini with 2 bombs here in the fourth, and it's a 30-27 New Philly advantage with 6:10 left. Jackson Martini, only a sophomore, but coming up big for New Philly as he's got a 14-point game. It's double his season average. At the other end, Van Horn with a 3 for Dover. It's off the mark. And the rebound grab by Jackson Martini. Works it left side. Long 3. Got it! T.R. Harriman hits the 3. All of a sudden, the 3 balls are flying and falling for New Philly here in the fourth. They're up 6. Timeout taken by Dover. New Philly leads it 33-27 as the crowd goes crazy, and we're going to keep it right here. Boy, Coach, all of a sudden, New Philadelphia, led by Jackson Martini with 2, and T.R. Harriman with that last one, is red hot from beyond the arc.
He is, and you know, the last game that the Quakes played, Jackson Martini had 18 in the first half. Kind of reminded me of how Sam Merrill was last night. Only not that many shots, but he had 18 in the first half. Never took a shot in the second half.
So Dover down by 6, 5:37 to go. There's a lot of basketball still to be played.
You betcha.
But when you're in such a low-scoring possession-by-possession game, the pressure on each possession begins to mount.
It does. It really does. And as of right now, I have the Quakers for 2 turnovers and Dover for 0 in the fourth. 1 turnover in the second half so far. You know, and that way, you know, you're going to go down. But when you take 20, 30 seconds off the clock every possession, that doesn't give you a bunch of time to shoot the basketball.
It has been a 9-2 fourth quarter for New Philly. They're up by 6, 33-27 with 5.5 to go here at New Philadelphia High School. Critical possession for the Dover Tornadoes. The momentum pendulum has swung to the New Philly side. Dieter Weber on the handoff to Robbie Koppel. He had the ball knocked away and it's scooped up. At the other end, Reed Wells gives it to Mushrush, and as he drives the lane, the ball's knocked out of his hands, out of bounds. Boy, how about that play by Koppel? That could have been disastrous. If he had been called for the foul, he would have been done as he's back in with the 4. And now on the inbounds, Harriman swings it right side to Roman Willie. Willie on the handoff to Harriman. And he'll toss it to Reed Wells. 5 minutes to go. New Philly with the ball and a 6-point lead. T.R. Harriman left to the key, left to the lane, drives and scores. Boy, it's the Harriman and Martini show here in the fourth. And all of a sudden, New Philly has an 8-point lead at 35-27. Those two have combined for all 11 Quaker points in the fourth quarter of play. Dover at the other end. And as we mentioned, now the possessions become critical and the pressure mounts to get something out of each possession, down by 8. Out front, Gavin Van Horn. Koppel. Koppel got bumped left of the lane, and the foul will be called. I think they'll get that one on Reed Wells for New Philly. That'll be his third. As now checking in for Dover is the freshman Rowdy Daly. Well, he had a
They're trying to
nice
get a little
third quarter.
trying to get a little bit more offense in the game.
Dover on the inbounds. On the left sideline is Weber. Now they work it to the right corner as Daly throws it back out front to Gavin Van Horn. 4:05 to go. Dover with the basketball, but New Philly has all the momentum. Up 35-29. In the right corner, trapped was Van Horn, but he got it left in the lane to Leggett, and then Leggett on the handoff to Koppel, and Koppel got fouled as he went up with the shot. And now they did adjust the scoreboard back because I thought it was a 8-point lead, and now they do adjust it back 35-27. I think I had just said 35-29, but now Koppel's at the free throw line shooting 2, hits that first. So if you're Dover, number one, you've got to make some stops. And number two, aside from Koppel, who do you get the ball in the hands of to whittle away at what is now a 7-point deficit after Koppel hit the first? Koppel waiting patiently for the basketball as not sure what the holdup is.
I'm still trying to figure out who that foul was on. They called it on Harriman.
T.R. Harriman picked up his second foul. Well, they've got all that straightened out as Zach Ross wanted an explanation, fourth-year head coach at New Philly. Second free throw is good from Robbie Koppel. So he's got 13 in the ball game. Game's high scorer is Jackson Martini. He's got 14 for New Philly. T.R. Harriman with 13. New Philly with the basketball. 3.5 to go. Mush rush left of the lane. Put up the shot. Got it. Blocked by the freshman, Rowdy Daly. But the ball comes back. And driving and scoring is Martini.
No.
Whoa, they're going to take it away.
Called him for traveling.
Yep, a traveling call on Jackson Martini. And so the big turnover gives it back to Dover. They're within 6, 35-29 with 3:20 to go, fourth quarter. And now it becomes crunch time. Dover with the ball, although they fumble it, and now on the near sideline, it goes out of bounds. Off Dover. It went off Leggett. So Dover, as we mentioned, each possession now becomes critical. They turn it over there. And so Reed Wells will get the inbounds pass from Harriman for New Philly. 35-29. Quakers up as we hit the 3-minute mark. Into the paint. And now on the handoff, Roman Willie got it out front. They work it right side to Jackson Martini. He got his shot blocked at the rim. And out of there with it comes Liggett. We're under 3 to go. 6-point lead for New Philly. Here's Koppel. Deals left corner. Rowdy Daly with a 3 that's off the mark. Long rebound tracked down by Jackson Martini. That's a gutsy shot from the 9th grader. And now they lob it down low to Roman Willie. His pass right side deflects out of bounds. One official looks at the other, and they're going to give it to New Philly with 2.5 left.
I think that might have been one where I had a coach's challenge on that one.
Well, they don't.
No, they don't. And you know, the thing about it is, you're not going to see many shots out of New Philly the rest of the way, I don't think. They're going to take a lot of time off the clock and be very patient with it. And try to get the game down and, the clock down as far as they can.
You hit it right on the head, Coach, as New Philly has now spread the floor out front. T.R. Harriman. Harriman backs up to the half-court line. 2:10 left. Harriman, right of the lane. Tough shot, no. And a late whistle and a foul will be called on Cam Nauer. Well, that was a late whistle.
That was.
And
you see that quite often.
Oh, I sure do. It's one of those, and we see it a lot at the NBA level. Boy, if that shot goes, maybe they just say play on, but once it missed.
Yep.
T.R. Harriman now at the free throw line, shooting 2 for New Philly. First one good. Harriman, a 66% free throw shooter. Now ties Jackson Martini for game-high scoring honors with 14. Harriman, 5'10 junior. Jackson Martini, 6'5 sophomore. Second free throw, no good. Rebound grabbed by Cam Nauer. 36-29. New Philly by 7. 2 minutes to go, fourth quarter here at New Philadelphia. Out front, a 3-ball off the glass by Leggett missed, but the rebound deflects to Dover. Another 3 is missed, but Leggett tracks it down, and Dover gets a timeout. So with 1:49 to go, and New Philly up 7, 36-29. Dover needs points. They'll have the ball when we come back.
Tim and Phil finish the play-by-play right here with Big Z and the sports voice of the Valley.
Wood Electric has been trusted with all of your electrical needs for over 30 years. They are the place to call for residential, commercial, and industrial work. Wood Electric is available 24 hours a day and ready to help with any electrical problem, outage, or installation. Wood Electric, serving Tuscarawas County and beyond since 1988. Like Wood Electric on Facebook or find them online at woodelectric.net.
Dover down 7. New Philly up 36-29. 1:49 to go here at New Philadelphia High School. Dover with the ball off the timeout. Coach thinks they're going to look for a 3-ball from Robbie Koppel. Into the lane comes Koppel. Ooh, he got his shot blocked, but a foul will be called. Well, it wasn't a 3-ball for Robbie Koppel as he took it right into the paint area, but he did draw the foul. And so Robbie Koppel heads to the stripe with 1:46 on the clock. Dover down by 7. Critical free throws here for the 5'11 senior Robbie Koppel, and he hits the first.
He's got 5 in a row going right now. 5 of 8, 5 of 7.
Koppel, one more coming, got it. 15 for Koppel, so he's now the game's high scorer. Checking in, Gavin Van Horn for Dover. 2 free throws by Koppel gets the Tornadoes to within 5. New Philly with the basketball. 1:40 to go here at New Philadelphia. Up the right side comes Wells. He finds a wide open Roman Willie down low who got the easy layup. Great pass by Wells. The lead's back to 7, 38-31. At the other end, Leggett into the lane, put the shot up. No, Leggett grabs his own rebound, but he lost it. Knocked out of his hands and out of there with it, Reed Wells. They work it ahead. Left side of the forecourt, Roman Willie works it out front, and fouled was T.R. Harriman. So Harriman gets fouled with 1:13 to go. And that is now the third team foul on Dover. Over on the far side, it'll be Martini to throw it in. What a game he's had. He gets it to Roman Willie. Willie triple team, got it in the middle to Wells. Wells being chased. Wells looking for some help, got a timeout. As Wells was being harassed by a couple of Tornadoes, and he didn't see an open receiver, and so he got the timeout. We'll keep it right here with 1:04 to go. New Philly up by 7, 38-31 with 1:04 to go here at a jam-packed New Philadelphia High School. Boy, you look at things, Coach, and for Dover here in the fourth quarter of play, a total of 6 points in the quarter, all from Robbie Koppel. New Philly has really come out and laid down the lumber defensively.
They have. And you know, the last 2 games, the Quakers didn't play very good defense, I didn't think, on ball defense. But what it's going to come down to, and what I always tell Bill, I said, if the Quakers don't turn it over, take care of the ball, and they're going to get free throws here down the stretch. Make free throws, you win the game. Sounds kind of simple, but
sometimes simplicity is the best. Now, if you're looking at New Philly as far as free throw shooters, who will they want the ball in the hands of? Reed Wells, 85%. Aiden Mushrush, even though he hasn't shot a free throw tonight, at 73%. T.R. Harriman at 66%. It'll be New Philly to inbound. They get it into Wells. Wells on the right side to Martini. He got fouled, but that's only the 4th team foul on Dover. So with exactly 1 minute to go, 60 seconds on that clock, New Philly will have to inbound it one more time. Up by 7, 38-31. Martini throws it into Roman Willie. Willie right down below is double teamed on the sideline, and a foul will be called. So it'll be Isaac Roman Willie that'll head to the free throw line. 59% on the year, 0 of 2 from the line tonight.
Phil, Tim, one big score to report from the OCC. Lexington stuns Ashland 69-64. So if the Quakers win and a Mansfield senior leading Madison late, it looks like there's going to be a 4-way tie for the OCC title.
How about that?
That's amazing to me. That really is. I never thought that would happen. But it's a strange game sometimes.
As Roman Willie splits the pair. He hit the first, missed the second. 50 seconds to go, but it's an 8-point game. 3-possession contest. Here's Robbie Koppel. His pass deflected and stolen away. Out of there with it, Roman Willie. New Philly with the ball. Under 40 seconds to go. They lead it by 8. Into the forecourt comes Reed Wells. Got it left side to Martini, and he's fouled in front of his teammates over on the far side. And New Philly looking really good here on the home floor. Up by 8, 39-31 with 31 seconds to go. The big 6'5" sophomore, Jackson Martini, hits the first. What a game for Martini, as he has matched Robbie Koppel with a game-high 15. Jackson Martini, second one, got it. He's got a game-high 16 points, and New Philly looking real good, up by 10 with under 30 seconds to go. Leggett with a short shot in the lane that's off the mark, but he got fouled looking for the offensive rebound. And as Bill Morgan just said, with Lexington's upset over Ashland tonight, 69-64, it appears as though there will be a 4-way tie in the Ohio Cardinal Conference for that league title. As on the inbounds, got a foul. Knocked down was Dieter Weber in the paint. Weber heads to the free throw line for Dover.
I mean, that's the one thing you didn't do, Tim. I'm sorry, is you didn't want to foul a guy, you know, and get that clock stopped. Make them earn it with that clock moving.
Dieter Weber with his first point in the ball game as he hit that first free throw. And I think it's simply staving off the inevitable. 22 seconds left. New Philly's up by 8. So if New Philly hangs on and they're in the driver's seat, they will finish 10-4 in the conference, as will Dover with the loss. As New Philly on the inbounds, they work it ahead to Lincoln Murphy. Now top side to Reed Wells. He's fouled with 13.3 to go. But you'll have New Philly at 10-4, Dover at 10-4, and
Ashland and Mansfield Senior all at 10-4.
Wow. That's the beauty of high school sports. People say, Tim, why do you go back and do it? Because, I mean, nights like this, these kids will remember this for the rest of their lives. And New Philly will remember, hey, that final game when we got a 4-way tie for the Ohio Cardinal Conference Championship by beating our rival who had beaten us earlier in the year. It's just great stuff as Reed Wells hits that first free throw. Reed Wells with his first point in the ball game.
And he's the leading scorer for the Quakers on the season.
At 11 points per game.
Yeah.
But it was the 1-2 punch, coach, of Jackson Martini and T.R. Harriman. They combined for 30 tonight as Wells hit them both. And now Wells will take a seat. But not only combined for 30, they combined for 14 in the fourth quarter of play.
They did. And I'd be amiss if I didn't say one thing. Today's Reed Wells' 18th birthday as well.
Oh, cool. Left of the lane. A bank shot is good for Robbie Koppel. So Koppel will finish with 17. And that will do it. Buzzer sounds. New Philadelphia here on their home floor defeats Dover 43-35. And the win by New Philly, as Bill has been explaining, now creates a four-way conference title championship as New Philly is 10-4, and that's how they'll finish in Ohio Cardinal Conference play, 16-5 overall. Dover will also finish 10-4 in the Ohio Cardinal Conference, and they are 13-9 overall. 43-35. Dover wins it here on the home floor in the conference finale.
Time now for our post-game show. We'll have our Kemp Insurance post-game stat report and name a Subway player of the game. As Tim said, Quakers winners over Dover tonight with Big Z and the sports voice of the Valley.
Attention local businesses. Are you looking to expand, invest, or start a new venture? This is Chris Delatorre at the Commercial and Savings Bank. We know that growing your business takes more than just hard work. It takes the right financial partner. At CSB, we offer a range of commercial lending solutions tailored to your unique needs. From equipment financing to expansion loans, our team of experts is ready to support your success. Call or text us at 800-654-9015 to discuss your business goals today. The Commercial and Savings Bank, empowering local businesses. Member FDIC.
Hi, this is Doug Peterman. For decades, my family and I have been proud to serve Tuscarawas County with honest work and dependable service. At Peterman Plumbing and Heating, we know your home deserves more than a quick fix. It deserves solutions backed by real experience. From plumbing repairs and sewer jetting to kitchen and bath remodeling, our team brings proven skills to every project. When you call Peterman, you're getting a crew that treats your home like our own. Every single time. Peterman Plumbing and Heating, plumbing solutions backed by experience.
At Newtown Mall, it's a great time anytime. Sure, we've got shopping, lots of it, but did you know we're also your local entertainment hub? From exciting events to fun-filled childcare services and a versatile event space, there's always something happening. Stay in the loop. Follow us on Instagram and Facebook or visit newtownmall.com. Newtown Mall, your destination for shopping, events, and more.
Newtown Mall, a great time anytime. Newtown Mall, this town is your town.
Feeling uneasy about your finances? Your credit union can help. I'm Katie Steinebry, a certified financial counselor at Dover Philly, and I can help you get back on track financially. Whether you are trying to establish a budget or rebuild credit, I can help. All discussions are confidential and free of charge with your credit union membership. Call Dover Philly today at 330-364-8874 and ask for Katie. At Dover Philly Federal Credit Union, we're people helping people. It's how we thrive together. Join us today. Federally insured by NCUA.
Welcome into a Friday night high school basketball post-game show. New Philadelphia knocking off rival Dover 43-35. I'm Bill Morgan with the voice of the Cavs, Tim Alcorn, and the coach, Phil Tidrick, is going to be along with some of our numbers coming up in just a couple of minutes. We are coming to you as a part of the post-game show from the Republic State Mortgage mobile studio. Thanks so much all football and basketball season long to Ruth and Dan Long for sponsoring our Republic State Mortgage mobile studio. Tim, your thoughts on what you saw between both of these teams tonight?
Well, again, just one of those great rivalry games before a packed house. 1-point game going into the fourth quarter of play. Dover up by one. At the end of 3, 25-24. But then in that fourth quarter of play for New Philly, it was the youngster Jackson Martini, who got red hot with 8 points in that final quarter of play, including 2 3-balls, and the junior, T.R. Harriman, who also got hot in the fourth. He had 6 points in that fourth period and finished up with 14 overall. And I also thought that New Philly in that final period of play really played some outstanding defense in shutting down that Dover offense. It had been patient throughout the night, but you felt as though Dover felt hurried in that final period of play.
I thought they panicked just a little bit, and that might be what you get when you've got as many young kids playing as what Dover did. New Philly, on the other hand, very seasoned throughout the course of the, they've had, they got 2 or 3 guys that's got 3-year letterman. So, they had the experience on that, and they were able to fend off the Dover Tornadoes tonight.
Coach, New Philly through 3 quarters of play had 24 points. They almost matched that in the fourth quarter, but they had 19 points in that fourth quarter, finishing up with the 43-35 win. What opened up for New Philly in that final period?
I thought they went inside it a little bit, and Dover was kind of squashing it down and doubling that, and they were able to kick it out and get some good wide-open 3-point looks, of which they did. They only had the Quakers only had 2 field goals, 2 2-point field goals in the second half, is what I had.
And again, now a 4-way tie for the conference championship in the Ohio Cardinal Conference. New Philly, along with Dover, Ashland, and
Mansfield Senior.
Yes. Amazing. Just a wonderful night of high school basketball.
One of the crazy things, I guess, Tim, is you play 14 games, these teams do, in conference play, and at the end of the year, 4 of the teams end up with the same conference record.
Right. Well, that just shows you, number one, the competitiveness of the Ohio Cardinal Conference. That's been an outstanding league for many, many years, and it also shows the quality of basketball in the Ohio Cardinal Conference. It's an old cliche. Anybody can beat anybody any night. Anybody can win a game any time. But when you're in the OCC, having followed that conference and followed that league, that's not a cliche. That's the truth, because they all put quality basketball teams on the floor.
Quakers win it 43-35. More on the post-game show coming up with Big Z and the sports voice of the Valley.
When it comes to one of the most important transactions of your life, you need a team that understands you. Republic State Mortgage. Proudly supporting our local community, Republic State Mortgage specializes in FHA, VA, USDA, and conventional loans to help you find your way home. Call 330-339-4335 today. Republic State Mortgage, 1234 4th Street Southwest in New Philadelphia. Building relationships one home at a time.
NMLS number 211540. NMLS ID 62411. An equal housing lender.
Whether you're looking for a little extra income on the side or an exciting full-time career with endless potential for advancement, our local McDonald's has an opportunity for you. Flexible schedules, competitive pay, fun perks, and a supportive team environment are all part of the package. A job at McDonald's is one of a kind, just like you. Wherever you are in life, you can find a meaningful career at McDonald's, and it comes with a side of whatever makes you happy. Apply online at mcdonalds.com today.
Dumont Sporting Goods in Dover and Canton has just what you're looking for, so your athlete has the best gear for the sports they play. Dumont's has a large apparel selection and can handle your customized screen printing as well as embroidery for your team or business. For sporting goods and for all your apparel needs, Dumont Sporting Goods in Dover and Canton has everything you want to play and look your best.
At First Federal Community Bank, investing in our community isn't just a slogan. It's how we do business each and every day. I'm Corey Parker, mobile mortgage lender, and our goal is to empower your financial well-being and build a lasting relationship with you, your family, and your business. We're here to assist you every step of the way, from checking and savings accounts to mortgages and commercial loans.
Learn more about First Federal Community Bank at firstfed.com. Equal housing lender, member FDIC, NMLS number 1810696.
On your way to catch the Quakers game and everybody's hungry, swing by Subway and score with the sub of the day. Get a fresh 6-inch sub for just $4.99, perfect for busy families on the move. From Meatball Monday to Spicy Italian Sunday, there's a favorite for every fan. For just $2 more, make it a meal with a drink, chips, or cookies. Fast break to flavor, score the sub of the day only at Subway. Proud sponsors of the player of the game. Eat fresh, feel good, and go Quakers.
Welcome back to New Philadelphia High School, where there's a celebration taking place as New Philly downs Dover 43-35. And the way things unfolded tonight, there will be a 4-way tie for the conference championship in the Ohio Cardinal Conference as Dover, New Philly, Ashland, and Mansfield all finish up at 10-4 in conference play. So how about that? So it's a celebration here, and a guy that certainly is going to be a part of the party is the fourth-year head coach at New Philadelphia High School, Zach Ross. Congratulations to you.
Thank
Not
you,
only
Mr.
on the win tonight, but sharing that conference championship.
Nice little cherry on top with that right there, learning that we share the league championship. We shot ourselves in the foot a couple times throughout the year in the league, but ultimately just persistence, perseverance, staying with our culture and who we want to be. They earned it. They earned it tonight.
Let's talk about tonight's ball game. 43-35, and it was the fourth quarter, that 19-10 fourth quarter that really swung things your way. Kind of give us your thoughts as to what happened in those final 8 minutes when you went into the fourth down by 1.
I lost my mind probably for the first time in a long time. I really went at our 4 seniors just for like the lack of belief that they had. I thought we had a good start. It's been 5 straight games going into this one where we came out and we had more fear than we had faith. And we talked about that all week, and we had a good start. Obviously, the first quarter, both people made shots. Second quarter got really muddy as a typical Dover-Philly game. And then that third quarter, just like Reed Wells is like the ultimate warrior, and he's usually the kid that I take out all my aggression on. But all 4 seniors, we had a look in our eyes. It was kind of like, what are we doing? And I was like, guys, I don't know if we could play any worse, and we're down 1 right now. And we missed 4 free throws in a row. But we were still guarding, and whenever you have great defense like that, that's your savings account. You rely on that right there, and it kept us in the game. And we had TR, Jack step up, make some huge plays. And I know again our seniors, but at the end of the day, Isaac Romawilli and Reed Wells really guarded Dieter Weber and Robbie Koppel. I thought a really good job. That OVAC crew started calling some little chippy stuff at the end for Koppel, but I'll talk about that another time.
Coach, when I call the Cavs games, Jim Jones always says, yeah, the offensive game, people love to cheer about it and talk about it, but you win at the defensive end. And I thought in that fourth quarter, your defense was just outstanding.
Yeah, we kept talking about, like, tougher teams going to set the rules. That's something that's on our culture wall. And obviously they're going to come out swinging. And who they are. Obviously, they beat us at their place, but I thought in that fourth quarter we relied on our habits. And in a big game like this, you can't just all of a sudden. I don't believe in gamers. You fall back to your training and our practice habits. And this team has really practiced really well each and every day. Yesterday it felt like a high-level tournament team practice. We left, and I was like, I don't know if it's going to mean much tomorrow, but that felt like a team that was really locked in and getting ready to go. And obviously there's going to be miscues, but I think in a game like this, whatever team stays more connected and together and relies on their culture in those tough times and responds as fast as they can is usually going to come out on top.
And I have to ask you about the youngster, the sophomore, Jackson Martini, with an 8-point fourth quarter, 2 monster 3-balls in that final period. It didn't seem like the pressure of the game and the largeness of the moment got to him whatsoever.
Yeah, Jack's a great kid. I got my son Noah right beside me. Noah loves Jack. He says he's like Steph Curry, right, Noah? Yeah. Jack's a great kid, and it's a kid that's put a lot of time in. As a freshman, he was all OCC pitcher as a freshman. He was turned out to be an ace for us. And while he's doing that, Jack also gets 5,000 makes during the spring while he's a freshman doing that. And he's off ninth period. He gets tons of shots up. It's just a kid that's committed to winning. And whatever sport he's in at New Philly, he's going to help winning just with that work ethic and his determination.
Final question for you, just the way this season has unfolded, as you found out when you came up here, now part of that conference championship and 16-5 overall. How do you feel about your team not only as this year has concluded regular season-wise, but going into tournament time?
Well, there's times, Tim, I feel like we're 5-16, but at the end of the day, it's good. We got one more senior night. Honor those guys that have put so much time in, and they're the group that started with me, so there's a little something special there with those guys. Obviously, this one's big. We got to make sure I'll let them enjoy it for a little bit, and then we'll turn the page, and we got number 8 ranked Alliance coming to our house on Tuesday, and it's senior night, so really want to make it special. But our thing is just be a stonecutter mentality. Just keep swinging. Whether or not you crack that rock, you just got to keep trusting it, keep swinging, and then whenever you have your brothers beside you, it's going to make it way better.
There you go. Well said. I love coming down here and doing this game, man. I love it.
We appreciate it. Tonight was pretty lively in the Quaker gym. It was pretty freaking sweet in here. There's a levee, and I really want the levee to pass, but I said I ain't coaching in another gym besides this one. We'll drive from the new school to here if we have to.
Hey, congratulations not only on the win, but the share of that conference title. I know that's pretty special.
It's awesome for these guys. I'm really happy for our players that they get to have that banner, and they'll see that number, and that's something special, and all the hard work that they put in.
There you go. Thanks, Zach.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
All righty, Zach Ross joining us here on our post-game conversation, and Bill Morgan, we have a post-game award to hand out.
We do, and kind of hard to select on the New Philadelphia winning side between the efforts of Jackson Martini and T.R. Harriman, but we're going to give it to Jack. Played a big role.
And 4 3 balls in the ball game. And for a sophomore to step up in that type of scenario, but as Coach Ross just mentioned, it seems as though he's a winner, meaning Jackson, and he's got a winning mentality. Moments don't bother him, and, boy, he stepped up in the biggest of moments tonight.
Time now for our Kemp Insurance post-game stat report as we congratulate Jackson Martini being named our Subway Player of the Game. Kemp Insurance, East High Avenue in New Philadelphia. The coach, Phil Tidrick, gets the sweaty headsets, courtesy of Zach Ross back, and he's got to look at the team numbers.
I'll take that any time, though. Okay, for the Dover Tornadoes in the second half, they did shoot 6 of 9 inside the three-point line, 75%. 0 for 8 from behind the arc, though. 6 of 17, 35% from the floor in the second half. For the game, the Tornadoes were 9 of 21 inside that three-point line, 43%. 2 of 13 behind the arc, 15%. They were 11 of 34, 32% from the floor for the basketball game. They did shoot outstanding from the free throw line, 13 of 15, 87%. For New Philadelphia shot 2 of 7 from inside that three-point line in the second half. However, they did shoot 6 of 9 from behind the arc, 75%. They were 8 of 16, 50% from the floor in the second half. For the game, Quakers shot 5 of 15, 33% from the floor inside that three-point line, 9 of 20, 45% behind it, 14 of 35, 40% from the floor for the game, 6 of 12, 50% from the free throw line. Okay, individual scoring.
We'll take a timeout, Phil. Come back, and we'll get those individual numbers. It's all a part of the – he's not like us. He's not like radio guys, so when I'm giving the break, say, yeah, he does, yeah. So we'll let Coach come back and don't say anything. You've done really good so far tonight. We'll come back and get those individual numbers. It's all the Kemp Insurance post-game stat report with Big Z and the sports voice of the Valley.
To be a success in basketball, it takes a team effort, a smart coach, a take-charge starting lineup, and cooperation. And the same is true when it comes to insurance. Your local insurance agents, Nathan and Don Kemp, and the team at Kemp Insurance are dedicated to providing a strong lineup of plans for a winning future. Let Kemp Insurance provide you with all-star coverage for your auto, home, farm, business, and life. For a secure financial future, get the winning team at Kemp Insurance on your side. Kemp Insurance, your local hometown agents for over 35 years. East High Avenue in New Philadelphia.
Okay, individual scoring for tonight's New Philadelphia victory over Dover for the Dover Tornadoes. Dover Tornadoes were led by their leading scorer. That would be 5'10" senior Robbie Koppel, who had 4 two-point buckets, and he hit 7 free throws for 15 points. You had Luke Leggett who had 2 threes, a bucket for 8 points. He did lead the Tornadoes with 8 rebounds. You had Dieter Weber. The Quakers held him to a bucket and 2 throws for 4. You had Gavin Van Horn, who had a bucket for 2. You had Rowdy Daly, the freshman, who had a bucket and 2 throws for 4. And Dante Clark had a bucket for 2 for the Tornadoes. For New Philadelphia was led in scoring by the Subway player of the game, 6'5" sophomore, Jackson Martini, who had a 2-point bucket. He had 4 3-point buckets, 2 throws, 16 big points. He also led the Quakers with 7 boards on the evening. Also scoring in double figures was 5'10" junior guard T.R. Harriman, who had 2 2-point goals, 3 3-point goals, and a throw. He had 14 points. You had Lincoln Murphy, who had 2 threes, 1 in each half for 6. You had Isaac Roman Willie, who had 2 buckets and a throw for 5. And New Philadelphia's leading scorer, Reed Wells, had 2 throws in the game for 2 points, but he did leave the Quakers with 7 assists. All in all, it adds up to a Quaker victory. Bill?
Your Kemp Insurance post-game stat report, and New Philadelphia has 1 regular season game remaining. That comes up Tuesday at home. Dover is finished for the regular season. As we wrap up tonight, Tim, your closing thoughts.
Well, again, there was nowhere else that I would rather be than right here tonight. This has been such a special game for me to cover, and a huge thank you to WJER for allowing me the past few years to come down and be a part of Dover New Philly and this great rivalry ball game. And with everything that was on the line tonight, and it turns out there was a lot on the line as we end up with a 4-way tie for the Ohio Cardinal Conference. This game lived up to my expectations as far as the atmosphere and the electricity in the gym, the competitiveness between the guys out there, big-time shots from both teams, but certainly from New Philly in that fourth quarter of play. So I loved every minute of it, and certainly for New Philly, that fourth quarter really was a big 8 minutes of basketball and outscoring Dover 19-10 to come back from that 1-point deficit at the end of 3. And as Zach Ross said when he chatted, listen, he got into his team a little bit. We're on our home floor. This is a big moment. Step up to it. And they listened, and they did.
Tim, thank you so much for coming down. And I'd tell you to enjoy your all-star break from the NBA, but I think you've already mentioned you've got another high school game coming up, and who knows what else you'll be doing during your break.
Nope, as I said, I love high school sports. I love the atmosphere. I did it for so many years, Bill, and when I'm asked by our various Audioverse affiliates across the state, hey, you want to come out and do a high school game? Yes. I just love being here. And so, but WJER has a real special place in my heart. And so to be able to come here and do this game and be joined by you guys here courtside, or at least above courtside, it means the world to me. So thanks to you for allowing me to barge in on your broadcast.
So many people to thank tonight, including the voice of the Cavs, Tim Alcorn. You can hear his play-by-play call. Our video stream already underway on the Big Z YouTube page. So listen for Tim and Phil's call, and I'll make some guest appearances in there somewhere, but that is playing now on the Big Z YouTube page. Thanks as well to our longtime color analyst and stat man, Phil Tidrick, our outstanding studio producer, Laurel Quillen, and most of all, thank you for listening. New Philadelphia topples Dover 43-35. I'm Bill Morgan, and I'll see you at a game.
You've been listening listening to New Philadelphia Quaker Basketball with Big Z Sports on WJER from the Republic State Mortgage Mobile Studio. Special features in tonight's game included the Dover Philly Heating and Cooling tip-off, the Wendy's starting lineup, the national anthem brought to you by First Federal Community Bank, the Wood Electric Coaches Corner Show, the Commercial and Savings Bank Keys to the Game, the Kemp Insurance Stat Report, the McInturf Realty Halftime Show, and the Subway Player of the Game. Tonight's game was also brought to you by Newtown Mall, Dover Break, Dover Philly, your credit union, Time and Charm, Hua Refinishing, and your local Lewis Family McDonald's restaurants. For the best coverage of Quaker basketball all season long, there is only one Big Z Sports on WJER, the sports voice of the Valley.